Hello and welcome to this very special edition of NARC Live on Wednesday the 14th of July 2021, coming to you from the east coast of England in Norfolk with me, Tammy M0TC, and
Damien Hanson.
No volume.
Side of Norwich, and it's brilliant to see you. I think so far anyway the technology is working. The idea of tonight is to let you in on the secrets of how fox hunters do their job, what this is all about. And for those of you just tuning in thinking, what's fox hunting all about? Well, it's not fox hunting. No animals are involved. And it's really all about direction finding, but they call it the fox hunting. Anyway, we're going to tell you about it a bit later. So this is our very first outside broadcast with NARC Live, and we hope you enjoy it. On the show tonight, this, followed by your club news and your pictures and your news, and that'll be later in the program. And we find out who works from a shack like this. Now, if you haven't already entered, we've only actually had one entry on email, so please drop us an email. Drop us a message either on BATC or Facebook with who you think shack it is, and then we'll read that out when we get to that part of the show a bit later on. But we're going to spend the first quarter of an hour or so having a look at what goes involved with fox hunting. And we've got quite a few people here, so let's go and have a look. We're going to look at some of the equipment involved. Some people's equipment is just based in a car, so we can't easily show you that just yet, but we will be returning to that. Now, I'm sure there's going to be lots of faces that you'll know. If you're a member of Norfolk Amateur Radio Club, you'll know lots of these people already. So let's first up, Stuart and Zena. Remind us of your team name tonight. Perdida.
Perdida.
Okay.
Perdida. Team Perdida.
Spanish. And what does it mean?
I can't remember what it means, but you can Google it.
I thought you said it meant lost, didn't you?
Lost.
Okay, it means lost.
Well, that's what you told me earlier on. Anyway, Stuart, look, for everybody at home now, lots of people will never have done this before.
Okay.
So we want to know a little bit about how the system works.
Right, this basically a Yagi, but it's got a bridge in there, so hopefully it'll pick up the signal and give us a direction to where it goes.
So this really is a directional antenna.
That's it. And that's all measured out. I can't remember where I got the plans from now, but all the elements are a specific length for a direction finding piece of equipment.
Okay, and what have we got here? Is this a standard handheld?
That's just a standard E92D handheld, which is set to the frequency that we're monitoring tonight, and that hopefully, once they start transmitting, will receive the signal.
And send us in the opposite direction.
And send us in one of the two directions.
All right, so there's nothing more sophisticated, because I know some people have got extra electronic boxes and things like that to do this, and DF100 and that sort of thing. This is purely a directional antenna.
That's just a pure directional antenna, a Yagi with a bridge in it to give it the directional finding capability, apparently.
Brilliant.
We got lost with it last time, so there's a good chance to get lost with it again.
Well, I hope you live up to your team name. Thank you very much for talking to us. Right, Kevin, if we can go here, I must, by the way, give a quick shout out for Kevin. You can't see because he's the one holding the camera. So hopefully we're going to bring you these pictures live of those watching. Now, we've got another couple of people you'll recognise here as well. It won't surprise you to know that their team name is Summer, or Summer Wine, last of the Summer Wine. Bob and Paul, lovely to see you. We're just going to tell everybody at home now how this equipment works. So, Bob, what have you got here?
Yeah, that's a good question. I just built it on the basis of the one my original design.
DF100?
The DF100. And
okay.
what I've done is put a meter with a circuit, which I got off the website of an American guy. And what it does is when you get the null, the needle will move to the left or the right. And if I move left, I expect the needle to go to the right. If it goes the other way around, if I move left, the needle goes left. That means the signal is coming from behind me instead of front of me. So it just would be that more guidance.
Right.
And I got the compass on here to get the bearing. So wherever I'm finish up aiming at, that gives me my bearing.
So this is quite different from the antenna system we've just seen. I mean, you've got two different antennas here. If we actually can point them straight at Kevin at the moment, then everybody at home can see how this really works. So it's really all about the difference of time. There's tiny amount of difference in time, depending on whether these two aerials are pointing at the fox or behind.
Yeah, and that's the advantage of the meter. If you just have this design you've then got to work out, is the signal behind you or in front of you? Whereas using this meter, that will tell me that.
Brilliant.
If I was to keep moving around, obviously the needle would move off, and it would then tell me that's either back to my left, and if I have to move back, I would. So I can tell whether it's behind me or in front of me.
All
so
right.
it gives me that advantage.
Thank you very much, Bob. We'll come and see that all working in a minute. What have you got here then, Paul? That looks very similar to the one that Stuart had.
Yeah, I think it is. Yes. We use this on a demonstration when we're doing the foundation course, and with antennas.
So it's a Yagi directional antenna.
That's right. Antenna. Yes. Yeah. I've got a DF 100 in the car, but with this one, of course the DF 100, it doesn't tell you whether it's in the front or behind you.
Right.
So we use this one initially just to get the general direction, take a reading, compass reading, and hopefully we can then use the DF 100.
Brilliant. All right.
What I have got, which I haven't actually used for real yet, but when you get very close to, the DF 100 is swamped, this is swamped. I've got the front end of a Pi Cambridge, the RF stage. There's 2 stages of RF, and the mixer diode, I've fed that into a 50 microamp meter, and I can use that as a close-in device.
So when you get really close, that's a way of finding out where it's
I'm hoping that's going to work. But
right. Well, we'll have a look at that later. We'll hopefully catch up with you once you're in the car as well. Thank you very much, Paul and Bob. Thanks very much. Cut now round to Colin, and your wife Jenny's in the car as well. She's your other part of your team.
She is indeed. Yes, she's camera shy.
Right. Okay.
And
tell us what you've got here, because this looks a different sort of box.
Well,
I've never seen this before.
Basically, the setup is much the same as a handheld, but this is one that was built for orienteering by an Australian whose name I forget at the moment. He's call sign VK3YNG. And the advantage of this is that over the handheld, the AGC backs off on this, whereas you can get a lot of leveling out with a handheld,
right,
which gives you a very broad sweep. Whereas this one, the tone goes up and down, and if the signal gets too strong, it attenuates.
Genuinely haven't seen it. So this is again a Yagi directional antenna.
Absolutely.
Right, brilliant. Kevin, I don't know if you had a close-up maybe of the little box, because that's a fantastic little box. Looks like it's made out of printed circuit board. Was it a kit?
No, it's completed, and I found it cheap on eBay, and I just couldn't resist it.
Absolutely. Well, that's brilliant. Well, best of luck tonight, Colin. Thanks for talking to us. We're going to move over to a couple more teams now, try and get some of the secrets behind how they all hope to find the fox tonight. Remember, by the way, I should tell you all, remind you that the fox is very cunning. In real life, a fox is, and the fox tonight will be just the same. This is the team Bitterners now. Oh, by the way, I didn't say to Colin, what's your team name, Colin? Meandering. Okay, lovely, lovely name. All right, now these are the Bitterners. I'm just waiting for the boos to come through my earpiece. No, we can't hear those. But we're not proud. We love to see our friendly local club as well taking part in this pretty much every time we do a fox hunt. Are you going to reveal some of the secrets now on NARC Live? What this is, Alec?
Well, where the arrows most people use don't have a sense that's from front to back, or it's very, very, it's not very strong. But this has got quite a strong sense front to back. So I can tell you which direction it's that or that, if you see what I mean. But the...
so is this a sort of similar to the DF100 Doppler type system?
It's exactly the same as the 100, but it's got an additive, which has got a meter, because I'm partially deaf in one ear. It's got a meter to tell me the null instead of hearing. And it's that meter that actually gives us the sense front or back. But
and this is just a standard, again, radio underneath, which is going to pick up the signal.
It's a standard IC2E.
Lovely.
Just a standard handheld.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't have to transmit into the arrows. They don't like it.
No, I'm sure they don't. All right, well, thank you very much for talking to us. We're going to quickly go to the others because we're going to be starting to beacon very, very soon now. Let's just quickly go over now to Ben. This is a beautiful evening. We couldn't have picked a better evening to do this sort of thing. If it would be Team Wood Rain, I'm not sure how we'd have done it. Sorry, your name again, sorry? Richard as well. And what was your team called again? I love this.
Wrong direction.
Wrong direction. Are you hearing all this, by the way, Tammy? I don't know if I'm talking to nobody here.
Yes, we're still here.
We're still here, though. Jolly good. All right, well, now, Ben and Richard, they've got their team. with equipment here. Now, this looks like maybe a similar sort of DF100 type design.
It is a DF100.
Okay.
I do even believe it was bought from yourself.
It could well be from the club.
And assembled.
Just for anybody watching, we do make a little club kit available for about £6 or £7 or something like that, which contains a circuit board, which has to be made up, of course, and all this work has to be done. And again, using these two aerials, a sort of Doppler system.
Yeah, so you've got the difference time of arrival. So you hear a tone, and once you get a null, so the tone disappears, you know the direction you're looking is actually where your target is. Take a bearing, plot it on a map, and away you go.
Brilliant. Okay. Tell us then, because some of the others have got variations of this, and they can tell the difference between a signal in front of you or behind you. Can you do that, or is it just luck?
It's not luck. No, you just hold it in front of you and see which way's louder.
Okay, so you're using your body then as a shield?
Yes.
Okay.
Which will then attenuate the signal for you.
All right. Well, good luck tonight. I think if the foxes are watching this, and I have a feeling they have, in their lair, they have a monitor. Maybe you could start beaconing. It's nearly 2:45 anyway. So the foxes, which comprises of James, Lynn, and Katie, who are there, can you start the beacons, please? And we'll see these guys get into operation. I hope. All right, and now here's the first beacon. Good luck, everybody. We're now going to go ahead to the car park because some people haven't got a portable handheld system like this. And they're going to take the readings from car aerials, and we'll soon find those. But you could actually, before we go, Kevin, though, we ought to just have a quick look around here and just see some of these people as we go.
The studio would just like to ask a question at this point in time.
Please do, Tammy.
Is Annika going to run to the car park or not?
Are we going to run to the car?
Is Annika going
to
run to the car?
No, Annika's couldn't make it tonight.
Oh, could she
Right
not?
out of jumpsuits they were at Primark. I tried, but there we are.
Oh, well.
But we are going to have to make read quite quick because when they hear their first signals, they may just leap and drive away. Now, we've got at least another 2 teams here. Let me see how many teams we've got there. We've got 5. We've got 7 teams altogether as well, by the way, to those of you at home. I hope the pictures are coming through all right and everything because we haven't really had time to actually try it from this location. So this is all a big experiment for us. This is when you want me to run, isn't it? I'm not going to run. I won't be able to talk when I get to the other end. Let's just have a look. Well, I can see a couple of cars in the car park. So let's go quickly to... Be there shortly, Sonny. All right, we've got Sonny up the far end of the car park. And in here is Nev and David. Can we just, do you mind if we open the car here? Right, Nev and David here. What is your team name?
Oh, no, what's the team name? Left behind or?
Left behind.
No, left last.
Left last, okay, brilliant. I know you want to get started, but there's not a race against time, as I've said before.
Okay.
But can you just quickly explain to everybody at home watching what your system is?
Okay, well, there's a laptop which gives us a map showing which direction the fox is in. Down here where you can't see it, I've got an FT817 and an RDF42.
Okay, and the RDF42 is different to anybody else has got at the moment.
Nobody else has got the Doppler unit from...
Not here. Right? This is the one from Holland, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So is this your first outing with that?
No, it's a second one. We had great fun the first time. We didn't quite understand what was going on, and we set it 180 degrees off, so we headed away.
Right.
It wasn't until the signal got faint that we thought something.
Okay. Well, we're going to leave you to it. So we're going to quickly say hello to the other team. Good luck tonight. We hope to see you at the Fox later on. Just have a quick look at that on the top of there, Kevin. All the different aerials. Good luck, guys. Thank you very much. And finally, yes. We just said about that. This is we make Chan and Janica type clothes. Right, we're just going to race her here. I tell you what, they're this tight in the car now. So you will see a Chan and Janica type run. They can't go yet. You can't go yet. I'm sorry about that. It's taken a long time to get receptive. This is team. Remind me your name again of team. What was it? Destruction Crew. How could I forget? We've got Paul and we've got Sonny and we've got Charlotte, his new fiance. Can I look at that hand? Look at that hand. You're going to see that in a bit as well. Lovely to see you all. just tell us what sort of system you're running tonight.
Ramsey DDF1. So we've got the Ramsey DDF1.
The Ramsey DDF1. That's a kit that's no longer available, I believe.
No, I think I got the very last one from Ramsey after a copious amounts of emails. I think I managed to get the very last one in the stores in the States. So.
And where is the main box?
It's in the middle here.
Just down here. Can we just have a look at that? Kevin, have you got the... We know you're itching to get away.
It's the box. Giving us arrow indications to where we think we're going.
All right. And the railroad's on the top of the car.
Oh, it's a Doppler-based system.
Right.
Yeah, it's a Doppler-based system with the 4 antennas that gives us an indication of which direction to go.
Well, good luck.
Thank you very much.
See you at the Fox later on. All right. Yeah. Don't give up, will you? Take care. Remember, the fox is cunning, as I said earlier on to others as well. All right. Good luck. Cheers. Backwards is better. See you later. Is this yours? We're also in charge of lost property tonight, and we think this might be theirs. So there we are. I hope you have more luck with the fox hunt. Thank you very much, guys. Good luck. James, look, we're just going to have a quick word with James here. You can't get away with just coming here, and even though you knew nothing about it, tell us why you came here tonight, James. Be honest with us. Tell us how you sort of came. This is James M0ZAH. I'm sure you know him.
Well, funnily enough, I was listening on the radio, bit of noise going on. I live around the corner, and then I opened up APRS, packet radio, and then saw everyone congregate, and then I thought, oh, that's a bit odd. And then I looked at the website and then saw that there was a fox hunt. So I found out on packet radio first before the internet.
Oh, you see, you should watch NARC Live every week, and then you'd know what it was going on.
Oh, yeah, no, I normally do. But
anyway, it's really good to see you. You're looking well as well. You had a nasty accident, didn't you, last year?
Yeah, I fell off a ladder. Yeah, stupidity.
Right, but
I'm
you're
okay.
Looking better now. You're certainly looking good.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate it.
Great to see you, James. Thanks for coming to see us.
Both as well. No problem at all. I'll join in next time.
Yeah, please do. We keep him to that. Join in later. Thank you very much, James. Good to see you. Hopefully, I know that was very quick and a whistle-stop tour, but what we hope to do is safely find some of these people now. Going to be trying to locate the fox. I should have explained that the fox transmits once every 5 minutes for about a minute. So they've got that amount of time to take a reading, get back in the car and keep going. Because it's definitely not a race against time, the winner will not be the first one to get there. The winner will be the one to get there in the least possible miles. And that's the key thing, really, to remember. So that makes it sort of safe to do, because it's in fact, it would almost be the worst thing to do is to drive very quickly, because you're likely to maybe take a longer route than the short route that you need to take to be able to win the competition. I feel like I've done a lot of talking, excuse me, and a bit of running. So now, as they say on telly, I'm going to hand back to the studio, and Tammy, you're going to bring everybody the club news. And next time you see us, we'll probably be motoring in the car.
Okay, excellent, lovely, thank you. Let me just turn your fader down so we don't have to listen to you anymore. Right. Okay, what we should do first is we have got lots of people who have joined us on Zoom, so we should just wave to them. So, hi guys, wave to us, and we'll come to you in just a little while, but we'll trundle through a little bit of news first. Okay, you'll have to bear with me because I don't normally press all the buttons and read the script at the same time, so this is just going to go wrong. So, first, on the news this week, we've still got one piece of lost property that we had at Barford. If you know anyone who bought a BT Home Hub 6 at Barford, they might well be missing the vital part with the code on. So if you can let us know, and then we can get that to you, because it was found on the floor at Barford. So, and the next piece of news today is really great news. Dave touched on it just there. So we've got to say congratulations to Sunny and Charlotte, who got engaged over the weekend. So excellent news, guys, and they're obviously winging their way towards the Fox now, so that was really lovely to hear. Okay, next, James, actually, who we've just seen at the ground there, he's announced some changes to one of our local repeaters, the GB7DS repeater. The system has been upgraded to allow the following digital modes. It's DMR and D-Star and Yaesu Fusion. The details are the output is at 439.425 megahertz. and the input is at 430.425 megahertz. And you can find more information on that at their website, which is gb3nb.org.uk. And on repeaters, I have to tell you that next Wednesday on NARC Live here at 7:30 is actually the Norfolk Repeater Group AGM. So join us then at 7:30 next week for that. Okay, another piece of news we've got is this one's in a couple of weeks' time. It's the Kings Lynn Amateur Radio Club rally, and it's on the 1st of August this year. And that's the details there. If you want an indoor or an outdoor pitch, you need to contact Ted, and his details are on there. And that's at the Gaywood Community Centre in Kings Lynn. That's on the 1st of August. Gates open at 9 a.m. More information will be about that shortly on the newsletter. One other thing just for now is it's Koblenz on this Saturday. So make sure you tune in for that if you can. That starts at 10 a.m. BST. Okay, that's all the main news I've got for you, I think. So I've got a few other little bits here. So I've got the Fox in my ear. Do you want me to come to you, Fox? Yeah, okay, we're just going to go to the Fox. So just bear with me while I put them on. Okay, we're with you.
Hello. We're just saying hello and goodbye to a few people, actually. Bob and Paul, as you can see, they're still pondering over a map. We've just been speaking to the Bitterners, and they're about to set off. So we're going to try and follow them in a moment. But Kevin, let's just very, very quickly, should we just quickly go and see how they're getting on? Have you got a map there, Bob? Because what would be lovely for people at home is to explain to them what you're doing.
Well, we take, as you know, looking at the kit, had the compass on. So we got a bearing, in our case, 340 degrees. This cross here represents the recreation ground where we are, right where my finger is. And by using the compass, lining up the centre line there, the grid with the grid line, and as we move it across, so now, when it's on that line there, I then took the long ruler and I ruled that line in. So I'm expecting the Fox to be somewhere along that line until we get a second bearing to make the cross, basically, to see that we are there.
So the first bit is to get one bearing, and the next bit is the key bit. So it's
to find a more accurate one, but you need to find a location where you just off this line, so you're forming, if you like, a cocked hat, as the term is known.
Right.
Where it crosses.
Okay.
You see, so you need to get away from
So
it.
how far will you drive now, roughly, to get that second bearing?
Probably a mile and a half, something like that.
We just want a good sight in the clear.
In the
Otherwise
clear.
So you've got to get out of these houses and things like
That's
that.
right, you get
power
reflections
lines,
from
gates, you know, all that sort of stuff.
Sure.
Try to get out in the open.
All right.
Fingers
Well,
crossed.
Good luck, guys. Good job. It's not a race against time. Thanks for spending your time with him. We're going to. You might see us in the car at some point, stop and follow you and things like that, just because we want to see what people do at various points. So we'll see you later on. Thank you. Right, let's head back to the car. Tammy, I don't know if you've got some other news and things. We're going to now sort of very shortly follow the Bitten group. We need to just get in the car and safely get sort of sorted out, and then I'll take the camera and Kevin will drive, and then we'll join you again very shortly.
Okay, lovely, thank you. Let me just turn you down there so we don't hear the car noise. Right, we've actually got a feed for the Foxes, so let me just go on to that. We've actually got the interactive map. Because we're tracking them all tonight, we're using APRS, so I'm not sure if you can, let me just zoom in a little there. So you can see we've got people on the recreation ground there. So the Bitten group is still in the car park. We've got a couple of other people. Can't quite see the call signs. 20FRD, that was, let me just have a look. That was team left last, that was Nev and his crew. So they're now on their way out. I did just have a quick look. If I zoom out a little bit more, Sonny, who left a few moments ago, has got fair way at the moment. He looks like he's on the NDR at the moment. So they've got a fair way. They're almost up to the Roxham Road roundabout. So they're going. So we'll check in with those in a little while to see how far they're getting. Okay, so we've got some more news here. So let me just read you a couple of bits if I can find out which piece of paper I'm on. I told you it would be a bit of a shambles tonight, but there you go, we're winning. Okay, so this was sent in from John G0MXN. He says, I came across this old photo. It used to be on the smoking shelter outside the Ship pub at Reedham until a couple of years ago. It was removed by the new landlord. Someone had a sense of humour though, putting it there in the first place. I don't think we'll be seeing any mountains that the foxes are going across tonight. Thanks for that, John. Okay, I wonder if maybe we should actually see if we can go to the fox. So let me see if we can get the fox on. James, don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Hang on. There we go. Hang on, I can't hear you.
Really brilliant place.
Here we go.
The only trouble is I can only beacon once every 90 minutes. Anyway, good evening, everybody. And hope you're enjoying this interactive fox hunt tonight. It's the first of its kind for us. So I'm sure everything won't go smoothly. We're all set up and beaconing. And in fact, I'm 1 minute off before I've got to do my little talky bit again. It's a lovely evening out here, lovely and dry, lovely and, well, it's just lovely. It's a pity we haven't got more time that we couldn't sit in a deck chair and soak up some of the evening sun. But all is going good. If you are, I'm just checking my time because the last thing I want to do is upset people by actually not doing me proper little bit for a minute. So
we'll stay with you, James, for your over if that's okay.
That's fine. That's at all. Most probably have to just. Oh, I shouldn't have to mute you this time.
No,
on
you
the
won't.
over,
No, that's fine.
When I was doing me over with David, obviously at the other teams, I could actually sort of hear myself through David earlier.
All right.
Right,
Okay.
we're coming up to 5 seconds before the transmission. So here we go. Let's do it. M0 UKS on behalf of the Norfolk Amateur Radio Club, Friendly Fox Hunt. Good evening again to everybody. Hope you have actually left the start now and you've got some idea where we are and you're heading towards us, hopefully. I can see actually on the map that several people are actually scattering out and they're going. And maybe we're running at the moment on full power, but hopefully we'll be able to drop that down in a little while once people have left the start to give you a chance to get a better bearing of us. So let's hope that all works. Just check my time because I know what I'm like when I'm rabbiting on. We've got 15 seconds until the end, so you've got 15 seconds to quickly get your bearing and check it against your compass and hopefully everybody's going to find us tonight because that's what we're here for. Okay, coming to the end of the over. M0 UKS. Well, hopefully all the teams heard me.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you. So, James, just tell us, is it an old wives' tale that you should never listen to the fox and what they say, or is it true?
It is a friendly one, so I'm not going to be too mean. If it was the trophy one, well, I do become a little bit wily then. I would never listen to me on one of those. But on a night like this, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting a little bit soft when I'm out here and it's lovely and dry and the sun is shining down.
Excellent. So what's the biggest clue you're going to give us? Are you, can we say, are you in Norfolk?
I'm definitely in Norfolk.
Excellent.
Definitely. And I don't know. I don't know. I'll give you a clue of where I'm actually sitting at the moment. I can't actually see a house. How about that?
Ooh.
So that'll give everybody a little bit of sort of a clue. Maybe I'm not sort of in the middle of the city or something like that.
Yeah.
Just maybe a little way out from the city. But for this sort of particular moment, we better not give too many clues away.
No, that's fine. Excellent. Lovely. Well, thank you very much. I think we're going to go back to David now, actually, because I think he's just stopped to say hello to a team.
Oh, yes, certainly.
So,
All right. Take care, everyone.
Okay.
See and hear us okay. So we've travelled a little way now. We've been following the Bitterners. We did ask them first, just to see what they're doing. Now, they're going to be waiting now for James's next over, of course. So roughly where are we? Because I was too busy thinking about what we were going to be saying next. Where have you gone to? Do you want to come around here, Kevin, and have a look at this map here so we get an idea?
Okay. We're just at that P at the car park there. Heading off up towards the main 1151. Initial bearing was fairly north of where we were going, so we're looking in this direction. So it's a convenient place here to take another bearing when we start transmitting, which shouldn't be long.
So you said you were looking for an open space. I mean, we've got a few trees and things around us, but I guess they're dry, so maybe it's not going to affect you too much.
We also noticed that it was a very strong signal, so we don't think they're too far away. So consequently, we don't think there's going to be a problem. If it is, we'll have to move somewhere else if we're getting a conflicting result.
Right, okay.
But,
well, my watch tells me
be...
you've got about 2 minutes, something like, or maybe less than 2 minutes, actually, to take the next reading, I think, if they're still on time, although we did start them a bit early. I don't know what, Tammy, what is the studio time? That's pretty accurate. Are we just about 20:03, something like that?
It's 20:03 and 53 seconds here.
Right, so we've got about another minute, Alex. All right. So if Kevin can get behind you, because I'd like to see exactly what happens here and how a team does this. This is very important because you'll see when we get to other teams as well tonight, you'll see that there are quite different techniques depending on the equipment. Remember, this was a Doppler type system with direction finder. And I think this is something you said would let you tell whether it's forward or left and right.
Yes.
Just for those at home, please don't transmit on this, but we are using a frequency of 145.225 megahertz. We're happy for you to listen to it if you want to hear the Fox transmissions every time, but please, obviously, don't transmit at all on that because he's doing this every 5 minutes. We pick a little slightly obscure signal so that hopefully we're not interrupted, although we don't obviously own the airwaves and nobody else does as well, but we ask for people to keep this frequency clear if we can. Later on, we'll be asking you at home as well if you want to ask questions and things like which we can relay via Kevin. Here we go. Here's the next signal.
It's very close. I'm going to guess it.
Can you tell us what you're looking at there?
Well, I'm looking for null in the meter reading. And normally it would, if I get to the left of him, that way it would tell me to go right. But because the signal is so strong,
so have you got a null at all? Do you know which direction you're going to go in there?
no, I haven't. Sorry.
It's all right. No, it's okay.
Apologise.
I'll move. You're doing a job there. Right.
Well, I've got a rough null in that direction.
Right.
So we're going to have to follow a rough bearing rather than an accurate bearing.
So it's a very strong signal. Most people watching this who've never done anything like this before would think that's a good sign, having a great strong signal. Yeah. But what's the problem for you?
It's swamping the receiver and it's not giving us a nice precise bearing. The signal's too strong for it.
Could it be anything to do with the fact we're in all these trees and things and they're reflecting?
It's possible.
Right. So now you're off to another location to get the next one.
Go to another location.
Right.
The main road. I think just carry on in the same direction we were going in because we know the first bearing was a good bearing. So we just carry on in that direction.
Maybe follow you to the next one then.
You may, yes.
All right, we'll do that. Not that we know anything different and we're not following the Bitterners for any particular reason or any sinister reason or anything like that. Believe me. So we're now going to follow them. And I mean, you can go back to the Fox if you like, Tammy, or something like that, or you could obviously do Who's Shack or whatever. I don't know if you've had any other entries for Who's Shack yet.
I don't think we have at the moment. We've just still got the entry from last week. So if anybody's watching,
we must have more than one entry, can't we? Maybe if it's not putting you out, Tammy, to kill a little bit of time between now and when we get to the next place, because we've got to hop in the car now maybe show them the picture again. Show everybody at home the picture and see if you can guess who works from a shack like this. Remember, the clue was, is he a real DJ radio? All right, we're going to get back in the car now. We're going to do this safely, and we'll come back to you soon, Tammy.
Okay, well, we'll go straight to the shack. So, who do you think works from a shack like this? So, if you know, put your comments in the BATC or into Facebook. And if you are on the chat here, the interactive chat, what we'll do is we'll come and say hello to you guys anyway. Hang on, just need to bear with me. Okay. Right, I'm going to come to you guys on here. Hello, everybody. Who would like to say hello to us first on here? Wave your hands. Okay, if you want to unmute Ken, and we'll just have a word with you.
Later on, I'll speak to you tomorrow, maybe.
Hello.
Yes. In the afternoon, all right?
Just going to mute Steve. Ken, are you there?
I am indeed.
Hello,
yes.
How are you?
A little bit of background noise when things are going off in the background because we're not muting while we're listening. But apart from that, everything's working a treat. Just wondering where your little people are tonight, Tammy.
Oh, well, you've jumped the gun a little bit. We will be having the little people in a moment or two. But we're, because we started early tonight, we want to get the Fox up and running. Everything's all in the wrong order tonight, so no fear,
well,
there will be little people.
Can I just say, well done to the outside broadcast team, and well done for you for holding it all together.
Yeah,
smashing
thank
job you're doing. And now I'm going back to mute.
Okay.
And do what I preach.
Yeah.
See you a little bit later.
All
well
right,
done.
We'll talk to you in a bit. Okay, Bob, I think you were waving at the start. Would you like to say hello? If you want to unmute, and then we can say hello to you.
Hello all. Yeah,
Unmute.
good evening all. Yeah,
Hello.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, hello. All right.
Are you all right?
Yeah, nice to see it. Yeah, I've done a lot of fox hunting with the Verulam Club when I was a member of them, but unfortunately they're too snobby to allow individuals like myself to operate if you can't work a key. So there you go. But yeah, I like a good fox hunt. I've never come anywhere but last or in the middle, but quite an enjoyable evening we've had. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Oh, that's great. Lovely. I'll come to some of the rest of you in a moment or two, I think, if that's okay, because I think we want to go back to David. Is that right, David?
Traveling. Clearly, and hopefully you understand, I'm certainly not driving. Kevin's doing the driving now. Actually, we haven't seen Kevin yet tonight, so here he is. He's wearing half a headphone in case you're worried about the law. Which is probably still a bit iffy. Anyway, what we want to show you is look very carefully what's happening just ahead. There's the Bitten group in their red car, and they're pulling in here. So they were looking for another place a bit clearer to take the reading. So we're going to try and get in behind them if we can. All right. So if you want to stay with us, Tammy, we're going to try and show you this live. We're going to hand this over to Kevin a little bit. This is the bit we couldn't rehearse, everybody at home. We worked through lots of different things with this, but this is the bit we couldn't. So we're now going to hop out of the car and hopefully show you what the Bitten group are about to do. Steve, you just interesting thing you just said there about the telephone wires.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, sometimes obviously electric cables can cause you a problem, especially if they're high voltage. High voltage ones.
Right.
But telephone cables, I don't think will present too much of a problem for us. We'll soon see. Okay. I don't know what the time is.
So we'll head over now to Alec, who's waiting for the next transmission. Well, we just missed it, have we? So I think I mentioned earlier that in case I didn't or you didn't pick it up, what happens is the first transmission is actually for 2 minutes, which we did, if you remember right, at the recreation ground. But the next transmissions are all at 5-minute intervals, and they're for 1 minute each one. But remember, years ago, we did used to do this as a race. And of course, that was much more frantic. There's no way we could have done all this. But now it's not about that. It's about covering it in the least number of miles. So that's why tactics, skill, bit of luck as well are all part of this now. Who's going to win? So they're waiting for the next transmission. I don't know if they're next on. I think it's every 5 minutes. I don't know if Tammy, if you can confirm that. Are they doing it on the 5?
Yep, I've got 5 held up from the Fox. Yes, every 5 minutes at the moment.
So we just probably, excuse me, we just missed one, I think, didn't we? And but I think we'll wait here if you want to stay with us a little bit, Tammy, because this is what it's all about as well. So we're going to wait for the next transmission, which will be about just under 3 minutes, I think.
We're looking at the park and ride at the moment. It's certainly in that direction.
Okay,
Just,
let's have a look at the map, Kevin. Can we just show Kevin the map?
The other map will be better because that's a more up-to-date one. It'll actually show you where the park and ride is.
So, I mean, for those of you not in touch with where we exactly are in Norwich, I mean, Kevin, if you don't mind just showing that sign even, it will give people, at least locals, an idea of where we are. So we're on the A1151, heading out of Norwich, and here's the map now, which...
And we're currently going to go up to where the park and ride is by the hotel on the main road there. I presume, I don't know Norwich well, Sprouston, so that's presumably the Sprouston park and ride here. So I think that's where our next stop will be anyway, because we're going up that road. So we'll see what we get now, and perhaps take another reading from the park and ride.
Right, okay. This is all about precision, isn't it? It's trying to get these bearings right.
Yes.
You said the signal was quite strong before, so I guess here we're even more open, so the signal might be even stronger.
Maybe.
I just
Although
said
the Fox does tend
you've
to turn
got
the signal
1
down
minute
when you
before
get
the Fox.
Yes, Tammy.
You've got 1 minute before the Fox. He's holding his hand up. 1 minute till transmission.
Thanks very much. Say again, sorry. I've got
1 minute.
Okay,
Well,
yeah,
it's
we've got
probably
1 minute to go. 1 minute.
about 40 seconds.
So you've got exactly 1 minute. You've been doing fox hunting for a long time with us, haven't you, and with the club. And what is the real attraction for you? You do it nearly every time, I think, for as long as I can remember.
Just a fun bit of map reading, guesswork, and it's just a bit of fun. We quite enjoy it.
And a bit of construction as well, because it looks like you've made most of this equipment.
Yes, apart from the receiver, that the aerials standard sort of bits of electrical gear and standard aerials. But,
well, I know you've always been a keen part of it. How long have we got now? Not very long, I don't think.
Actually, it's nothing to do with that. It's the pub at the end.
It's the pub, right? Well, you don't know if we're going to be at the pub.
We will be at a pub at the end.
Right, you will be. All right, here's the readings, everybody.
Right, I have to tell you, actually, that somebody is at the Fox. Can you hear me, David?
I can, Tammy. Yeah, I don't want to interrupt us showing this, but that's amazing.
Okay.
That's very quick.
We'll stay with you for a moment, and then once the bearing's over, we'll go.
Well, I think it would be nice then to go to the Fox and see them, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I don't really want it. I'm going to say it's very low. I don't want people really to know yet that someone's got to the Fox, because that may put them off, as it were. Although, bear in mind, I keep saying it, this is not a race against time. It's about the least miles. So although somebody may have reached there, they may not have done it in the least number of miles. What you all didn't see, of course, is that we've got mileometer readings for everybody's car before we set off as well. And I have to say that I haven't got the stats in front of me. If I was like one of these football pundits, I would have all the stats in front of me of how many times the Bitten Group have won and in what number of miles or whatever. But they have won quite a few times over the years. Now he's taking now, I don't know if Kevin, I'm sorry, I know you just looked at me, but if you could have a look over there, he's now taking a reading with a compass, look, just to get an absolute accurate bearing. Okay. Now we'll just come back, and when Alec comes back, we'll actually be able to see what he does with that information on the map now. This is the critical bit now.
So currently, yeah, I'd say the park and ride.
The park and ride is looking good.
It's not going up that road, it's going over that way. So it's in the back at the far end of the park and ride.
So it's in the Spicklesworth direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we go in the park.
Go to the park and ride, have a look there.
Yeah,
Right?
that's where we'll go. Okay.
All right. Well, we might not follow you now. We might try and find another team and see how they're getting on.
Yeah.
All right. But thank you very much for letting us shadow you. Good luck. And we'll maybe catch up with you later on. Thank you. Right, Tammy. Now, I think you got some news. So we're going to hand back to you now.
Yep, lovely. Okay, I can tell you that there is someone at the Fox. So let me just get that, and then we can come to the Fox. Hang on. There's so many buttons to press. I normally have somebody to help me with this. Right, okay. Oh, I've lost the feed to the Fox. We're going to go to Katie. Ah, here we go. Okay. Can you hear me, Katie?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Well, I can hear you, yes.
What's Nev?
Hello. Can Nev hear us?
Just about, yeah.
Excellent. Excellent, you made it.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Going really though. We need to find out where.
First one to arrive, aren't you, Nev? First one to arrive by far, I think, from the looks. We can go back to the map and have a look if you like. But it looks
Yeah,
like,
we'll have a look at the map in just a sec. So, Nev, did you go almost straight there, or how did it go?
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much the. We got three good triangulation readings using the Doppler system, and they just brought us straight here.
Excellent. Wow. So you're bigging up the Doppler system then, yeah?
Oh, absolutely.
It's fantastic.
It's worth every penny of the £18,000 I spent on it.
Oh dear. Oh, lovely. That's great. Oh, excellent. Okay. Well, I'll come back to the studio now. Thanks for that, Katie. So let us.
Tammy, can we have a look at the FI map and see where everybody else is?
Yes, I will have a look at that. Just bear with me. Okay.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah, that's interesting.
We've got the map there. So, obviously, I'm not going to tell everybody where the Fox is. But you can see we've got 20 VFN David. They're on the Salhouse Road. The last of the Summer Wine team are looking like they're on the... Is that the... That's the North Walsham Road, isn't it? There. And then we've got Sonny. Looks like he's somewhere near Spixworth at the moment. So I reckon it must be in that area there somewhere. Everybody's closing in.
Mhm.
So lovely.
Looking good.
Looking good. Excellent. Do you want me to come back to you, the Foxes, or should I get on with some other things? Katie?
You can get on with some other things, Tammy.
We'll
That's
get on
fine.
with some
You're
other
doing a great
things.
job.
Okay. Right. I'm just trying
We'll let you know when anybody else arrives, all right?
Trying to hold it all together here. Yep, lovely. Okay, yep. Let me know, wave when somebody else comes, all right?
We'll wave at you, no worries.
Okay, excellent. Right, okay. Let's get on with some other things. We've had a question on Facebook from Tom, and he said, "Hi Tammy, is the Fox in a vehicle, a tent, or hiding up a tree like a pirate?" Radio in brackets there. Do we know? Well, yes, I do know actually. The Fox is actually in a car today. I think they've got an aerial attached to the side of a car, but James is actually sitting in his car while he's transmitting, so that's where it is today. So there you know, Tom. Okay. People have been asking about the little people, so I think we should do the little people next because I don't want people to miss out on the little people. So here's the little people this week. We're going a bit retro here. Although I have a funny feeling that now I've put this on the screen, I may well have shown you this one before. So I'm very sorry if I have, but I got it in a bit of a hurry. So that's the little people this week. We're going retro bicycle. So I'm sure somebody will tell me if we have or haven't had that one before. So, lovely. Okay, right, I think perhaps also we should do the shack as well at this point because I don't want to get overwhelmed with things happening with the Fox and then that we don't do it. Okay, so let's go. So this was the shack from last week. We haven't had, I don't believe, any guesses from anybody else at the moment. Does anybody on the Zoom call, does anybody have an idea? If you would like to say, then wave and I will come over to you. Ken's waving. Okay, just bear with me just a sec, Ken, and I will come to you. Okay, Ken.
I wondered if it was Nigel 20 MLK.
Okay, yep, okay, that's a good guess.
With the fluorescent jacket.
Ah, right. Yep, excellent. Okay. Anybody else having a guess on Skype? Yeah, sure, if you want to unmute yourself, Steve. Okay,
there we go.
we can
I think, yeah, I'm on iPad instead of the normal laptop.
Oh, right.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you, yep.
I think it's Stuart. I think his call sign's KJB.
Oh, yeah, M0
right.
KJB. Yeah, he's one of our teams hunting this evening. Okay,
He
lovely.
is.
Thank you.
Okay.
Excellent. Right, let's go back to the picture. Anybody else on the Zoom call want to have a guess before I go back to the shack? No? Okay. Right, well, the other guess that we have had is, it was actually Nigel, 2E0NLK, and he asked, could this be the shack of Steve, G3EVA? So you're all guessing each other's. So that was the only guess that we had emailed to us this week. So I can actually tell you that it was Julian, 2E0DJR. And I think, I can't remember what the clue was this week, because I don't think I've got it written on my thing, but it was something about, is he a DJ radio? So there you go, that was your clue this week. Okay, so let's go to the shack for this week. Oh, actually, before we go to the shack for this week, I think I'm going to go to David. So bear with me a second, and we'll just go back to him. Okay, we're with you, David.
You're doing a grand job, Tammy. A fantastic job, actually. I have to tell people at home, just to mention, you have got 7 computers there. 2 are just streaming, but the other 5 you are actually operating, which is incredible for anybody to operate 5 computers. But so proud of you. Anyway, we've come along the road. We looking at the APRS map that Tammy showed, and we can see that, of course, on our mobile devices in the car. We can work out where people are. And look who we found. They call them... It's that music in the background. The last of the summer wine, guys. We're not going to interrupt your reading. Are you going to take a bearing at the moment or not?
Well, we've taken a bearing, but the signal is very, very strong at the moment.
The other system we got in the car was telling us it's
that way,
here.
More or less straight ahead.
I don't know whether you can see that, Kevin. Can you down? Oh, yeah. Can you get that? You just hold it around a bit. Yeah, that's the darkness system there with the light. The red light is telling us the direction of the signal.
Now, some people earlier said that, in fact, the Bitten group who we've just been following, they said that having a big, strong signal is a problem for them because it overwhelms the transceiver and everything. When you've got a system like this, the Doppler system, where you've got aerials on the roof, we can look at that, Kevin, and you've got a Ramsey kit in there, haven't you, as well? I think there was one other team, I think it was Sonny's team that had a Ramsey kit. Is it such a problem if you've got a strong signal?
No, that's pretty good.
It might fluctuate, but we can adjust the volumes, the high and low volumes on the actual Ramsey kit by these controls here, the audio level.
Yeah.
So we can control that, and that doesn't affect it. And as you can see now, it's telling me the actual signal is just slightly to the right of north.
So does it remember the last time it had a signal? Because it's now stopped transmitting, hasn't it?
It stays there.
Yeah.
I wonder if we can get around the other side, can we? Would you mind, Bob, if we came around the other side and we can show you at home? Actually, I'll just keep this side with the microphone.
Got your radio here, which is linked into with the frequency, and obviously we've got the power supply here for the actual Ramsey. The radio's on the battery. It's an 817, and the actual kit is here. That light there, the red light where my finger's now pointing, is the volume, low volume. Well, it will be because we've got no sound. And the red light there is where the signal came from, the last bearing, in other words. So now we can just drive on now and then watch for that. If that drops back towards us, then we're going past the signal. So that will tell us, is it to in front of me, is it behind me, to my left, to my right?
Well, I took a bearing on the with the DF100 around that gate, but I think we must have been getting signals being reflected off the gate, and it wasn't very precise, but it's still in that general direction.
The other thing you will get with these sometimes, we noticed it when we came through the trees, they're back there and thought that swings backwards and forwards.
Right.
That will upset the signal.
So there's no perfect system, but at least this one isn't. So when you get closer to the Fox, it's not overwhelmed with the signal. If that's assuming you are quite close. I mean, of course, they may be running 500 watts or 400 watts as they'd be allowed to run in this country.
I mean, we did it once, I think when we was out at Swanton Abbott with a goat there, and when they were there, and we actually stopped opposite the pub, and lo and behold, it was the transmit. We debating, do we turn right? Do we go a little bit further on? And as they transmitted, it just suddenly flashed to my left, to the west.
Yeah.
And they were right there. I looked round and there was the antenna.
So as a team as well, you two often take part in this as well over the years. What's in it for you? You know, obviously the fun, the camaraderie and everything getting involved, but is it the technology as well? Is that an interest to you?
Yeah, the technology and also...
It's a fun aspect, really.
It's fun. And also for me, of course, is it keeps my map reading skills out because I do, as you know, work with the Scouts and we do a lot of radio work with the Scouts.
In fact, you can improve it there. Look at that. Look.
Yeah.
Speaks for the Scouts.
And we do that. So it keeps my map working skills up because you've got to transfer the information you're getting on your bearings back onto the map.
So even with a clever system like this, it doesn't do it all for you. You've still,
no.
It's still some, and of course, because now when we do these Fox hunts, it's all about the least miles.
That's right.
You've really got to think about it, haven't you?
Oh, yes, yeah.
That's where we get messed up a bit in Thorpe. I don't know Thorpe that well, so I can't necessarily use all the back streets.
But you are at this sort of way, aren't you?
Yes, we only live just up the road
there.
So do you? I mean, none of the other hunters, I'm sure, are watching this now. So I mean, do you have an inkling of where you're going to head next? Where are you going to go next?
Not really.
Well, there's a lay-by at the minute. The inkling is that they could be on CrossFit Common, which is where I scout at this. And the pub is just down the road from me if everybody wants to go to the pub.
Everybody obsessed with the pub? This is all about it.
That's what it used to be.
Not so much this time.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But we got a lay-by on the right and the Common with the strength of the signal and that, and they've said they're turning it down, and it could put in that location.
Okay, so is that where you're going to go next?
That's where we'll head next.
Can we follow you?
Yeah.
Yeah, an interesting point, David, on the deviation on the latest maps. The newest map I've got, the 134, it actually shows the deviation of about 3 degrees, but that was in 2013. But in reality, the deviation and it has now drifted positive instead of negative.
Right.
And it's so you can forget about your deviation now. Just use your compass, and it's 0.7 positive.
Right.
So
Right. Well, we know it's not a race, but it would still be nice to let you get on your way now. We'll let you do that. And if it's all right, we've just got to quickly turn around because we saw you in our rearview mirror. So we returned. So we're going to quickly turn around now and we'll
passed you in the woods.
Oh, did you? Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Well, that was when we were with the Bitterners. Anyway, good luck, guys. So we are going to follow you, I think, to the next location. All right. So give us a chance to turn around. I don't know where it is at all. You're trying to trick me now. Bob just said, you know where it is.
Yeah, well, we're now going to go on the next location. We're just going to go down the North Walsham Road. There's a lay-by on your right. Just past that on the left is the old Rectory Hotel. We're going to turn in right there because that's a common there where we can get the signals and that from.
Okay, I hope Kevin heard some of that. You're the driver. Okay. It's where is it? Near the Rectory, near the old Rectory?
Opposite the old Rectory Hotel, the old Scout Hut. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, well, we'll follow you there very shortly.
Jolly good.
Thank you very much. Hopefully, Tammy, that's given you a bit of interest. I don't know if there's any more news from the Foxes. Maybe you'd like to go and see them. We're going to get back safely in the car now, turn around, and we'll see you in a while.
Yep, okay, lovely, thank you. I think there is another team at the Foxes. So, let me just have a quick look. I believe there is. Yep, hang on a sec. Just got to press the right button. Where are we? Here we go. No, that's the wrong one. Here we go. So Sunny is there. Hello, Sunny.
Most certainly are.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Sonny?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Excellent. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. So you
That's
made
a good
it.
start. I did make it, of course. Let me do this.
You can if you want. Did you go around the houses to get there?
Yeah, we wanted to, because it's the first time that Paul ZBA has actually been a hunter. He's normally a fox with me. So
Okay.
we did one good bearing from the school, and then we went out of our way to try and get a triangulation, which we got. So two DFs, and we were here.
Excellent. Oh, that's good. Lovely. So
Forfeited the miles, I would think, but we're here anyway. So.
Oh well, that's you know, that's how it goes, isn't it?
Exactly.
At least you made it. That's the main thing.
Exactly.
Is there anyone else there at the moment, or is it just you and Nev at the moment?
Yeah, just us two at the moment.
Just you and Nev at the moment. Okay, lovely.
Yeah.
Excellent. Right. Well, we'll come back to you guys in a bit then. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, lovely. So we've got 2 teams there now, 2 out of 7. So we'll see how we're going. Right, I think now we should go back to the shack because we didn't actually get to see the new shack. So this is the shack for this week. So who do you think works from a shack like this? I'm just going to have a look on my script and see if I've got a clue for you, but I'm not sure if I have. No, I've just been told in my ear there's no clue. Oh, David's asking me to go to him. Okay, so bear with me. Right, we're back to you, David.
Thanks, Tammy. I just thought you better come back to me, to be fair, because there is one vital thing we should tell you about this week's shack. The shack is nearly always been a current member of the Norfolk Amateur Radio Club. And I should just tell you that this person's shack is not a current member of the club, but is someone who was a member several years ago and is very well known still now in the Norfolk area as well. So there we are. Not trying to cheat or anything, but that's a bit of a clue for you. I think you need to know that. I'm sorry, I'm slowing down a bit because we're trying to negotiate our way and try and find Paul and Bob again. But anyway, that's something just to let you know that they are not a current NARC member. I wonder where. I think it's a bit further than this, Kevin. Have we passed the? I'm sorry, we'll do this live on air because this is what it's all about. Have we passed the Old Rectory Hotel? No, it's further than this. It's further than that. All right, so we're going to carry on. Do you want to keep with us a little bit? I mean,
yeah, we're going
to try and zone in on Bob and Paul with their summer wine gang. So this is where we are. It says, as other people have said, it's an absolutely brilliant evening. Really, not too hot, just dry and nice sunset going on there. So we're currently on the North Walsham Road, heading out of Norwich. I haven't seen any other team other than Bob and Paul. Right, okay. So we're going to... I wouldn't go too fast, Kevin.
I think it's just here on the right, isn't it?
Too far from this. They said... Yeah. What did they say, Tammy? You maybe paid more attention than I did because I was too busy thinking about the next thing we were going to do.
If you've now got to the pub, I think you've gone too far, haven't you?
We've got to the White Lodge, the White, whatever that's called.
Yeah, well, I think you've missed the turn then.
I think I was up here on the left-hand side. If that's what they were
thinking of. Right, we're going to try...
I think the Scout Hut was before that on the right-hand side, so I think you missed it.
Okay, we think you've missed us,
well,
so...
I can turn around in this lane by up here anyway.
Well, the other thing is, Tammy, you could help us. Now you know where we are. Could you look at the APRS map, which is very hard for us to see, driving along and everything, and just tell us any other foxes sort of near where we are, and we can go and see how they're doing.
Are you actually...
Maybe you could go to the APRS map?
Yeah, I'm going to the APRS map. You're not actually beaconing.
No, we don't need to beacon, though,
we can see on the map.
Is this not another team, is it?
We can see where Summer is on the map, and you've gone way past them. It is more or less opposite the old rectory where you want to be.
They must have been off the road then.
They were off
so
the road.
If you can help us, Tammy, now, although it's very difficult, I know, can you give us a landmark of where they're near?
Well, they're opposite the old rectory.
Right.
That is where the...
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, for those of you watching who don't already know, Bob and Paul are scout leaders actually at Spixworth Scouts, which is where they've just been talking, is actually at that scout hut. So we're just going to find a safe bit here to come out. I know now know a little bit, don't we, Kevin, about what it must be like for the treasure hunt guys on Radio Norfolk, with the added benefit or I don't say hindrance, but the challenge of having television as well at the same time. But anyway, so this is where we're coming up. If you want to keep with us, Tammy, if you're happy to,
sure,
we'll find this Scout Hut turning and we'll see where they are. I don't suppose from that you can tell exactly what side of the road they're on. Can you?
Yeah, they're on the left-hand side.
Our left now?
Yeah, before you get to the lay-by, there's a left-hand turn, a small left-hand turn, and it's actually a church, I think, up there. It's almost probably nearly there, I think.
This is a road. I don't think it'll be down there, Kevin. I don't think. I don't think it's. No, I don't think it's down here. I don't think. I'm sorry. I think it should have been further on. I really do.
There's a half chance of a different.
Yeah. Well, possibly.
It's pretty much.
I turn around here. I don't think it was quite this far.
It's pretty much
Can you see
near the old rectory?
We've just come down Dale Lane, Tammy. I don't know how accurate how zoomed in your map is on APRS.
Oh, Dale Lane, you're a little bit too premature. You need to go a little bit further than that.
No, we do need to go back there, Kevin. Because we might come across another one. Yeah. That's okay. Well, we can see this. I hope this is sort of some kind of entertainment at home. Can you not turn there? No? It's my car. He's driving it. So there's a sort of conflict of interest here. Any comments, anything so far, Tammy, on this?
I don't think...
What we're doing here?
No, there's very few comments on Facebook and BATC tonight. So just a couple of things that we've covered. So all good.
Good, okay. Well, if anybody has got any questions about fox hunting, I'm not the expert at it by any means, although I've run quite a few of these fox hunts now. But if there's any questions that you've got about what we're doing or, you know, anything like that, then please come back to us and put them on BATC or Facebook. And if we can't answer them, then we'll find someone who can, as they say. So we're now heading back up the road. This is really bizarre, really, and they're doing this. This is something over the time we've been doing this, Tammy, over the last year and a half, NARC Live, this is definitely one of those things that I could never have imagined us doing.
No.
Could you?
No. Just to tell you, looking on the map, the road that you want to take is pretty much directly opposite the old rectory, and it doesn't have a road name.
Okay.
But it may say there's a church there.
Right.
I've just seen church.
Okay, so we're now going to head there. Hopefully we haven't missed Bob and Paul.
Well, their beacon is still there at the moment. So
they're still there, are they?
Yeah.
Okay. Because they might be waiting for these beacons. So, right, here we are.
Yeah.
Do we think this is it? This is a private road, though. I don't think it's here. No. No, let's go back, because Tammy did say it was opposite the
rectory.
Opposite the rectory. So let's go right to the rectory hotel. We can do that safely.
We just had a comment from Mike on Facebook, and he said, I will just say the Fox was S9 plus 70 dB at Mike UTH, if that helps. That's from Mike G8EEY.
Which Mike?
G8EEY.
Ah, right. Okay. So he's, I think, Norwich way, isn't he? So it's a very strong signal for him. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead for the direct rectory. Right. So slow down, Kevin, and we'll get there.
Oh, this is the Scout Hut.
Okay. And we'll see if they're still here. Because obviously there's a little bit of delay. But of course, because this is their ground, as it were, they'll know the ins and outs and they'll know where to park to take a good reading. So hopefully we'll find them here. Yes, we will. Here we are.
It took you a little while, but you found them.
Sorry about that.
I'll park well away from them because of their Doppler system. I'll park over here out of the way.
I won't make any comments that maybe it was Kevin's counting that let him down.
Yeah, probably.
And your history on NARC Live.
History of,
okay.
Mr.
Accordion man, Mr. Accordion man. Right, we're going to get out of the car.
Robert G8SDU on BATC says that you're getting lost, okay?
Good.
I hope you can hear me on this one. We wouldn't normally be getting lost if we were fox finding. Yeah.
We did. Well, we didn't go. Yeah, we did go a bit too far.
Well, we've actually gone beyond it now, so it is back there.
The fox is behind us.
Whereas previously we thought it was ahead of us. So it's in this vicinity.
So you've only driven a couple of miles, if that, haven't you?
I know.
Really?
Yeah. I know.
So now you've known it now. Can you just show us on the map roughly where you then have worked that out so the people at home can see?
At the minute we're sitting here, Crosswick Church, basically, which is just over to the left there, or sorry, over to the right as I look in the car. So back, so we're coming back south, basically. So it's back in this vicinity here, somewhere around here. That's what we think, anyway. We'll know when we get there.
All right. Okay. Well, this is a bit of a stomping ground for you as well, and this is your scout place, isn't it?
Just there.
There we are. So this is very much home territory for you. But it still doesn't help you necessarily win, does it? It doesn't know where it is.
It's just a convenient place to stop and to get another bearing. We're off the main road, hopefully away from all the traffic.
Yes.
And we can stop here.
All right. Yes, of course. You definitely know that. All right. Well, should we follow them to the next location, do you think, or
We're
not?
going round the back roads. Yeah.
All right. Well, we can just follow this time. Get right behind them.
Okay. Well, see, here we go. We'll go.
We're
Come and see
going
you for your
over,
next
we're going
reading.
Right over here, and then second on the right.
All right.
Double line. Then we're going to meander
That's
around.
where we've just come from.
Yes.
Fingers crossed.
Right. Okay. Well, we may follow you, but if you don't see us, don't worry. We'll see you later on. There's lots of, by the way, cakes and crisps and drinks and everything at the Fox. Honestly, there really is. So
Well, there may
that's
not
something
be
to
if the fox is eating them all by the time you get there.
encourage you.
Place round the back there called Little Switch. And that never surprised me or something like that. There's some tracks off there.
Okay. Tammy, sorry, I didn't hear what you said then.
I said there may not be sweets and drinks and crisps left by the time you lot get there, because the foxes may have eaten
That's
them all.
true. Any fox in particular?
Well, the one who's smirking to me at the moment.
Yeah, probably, I reckon. I'll tell you what then, why don't you go back to them? We'll get back in the car and then we'll follow Bob and Paul, or we'll look out as well for anybody else. I don't know, again, in a minute, maybe you can help us with the APRS and tell us if there's any other foxes around the area and we can go and see how they're getting on. But back to you in the studio.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm actually just going to go to the map because I can see on the map here that we've got 3 teams. Is it 3 teams or 2 teams? 2 teams are pretty close together. We've got Bitten and we've got 2-0 VFN, which is David, I think, isn't it?
Maybe we should go there then.
Team Wrong Direction.
Tammy, where is that?
They're actually around the Green Man Diner, which is on the...
Green Man Diner?
Oh,
yeah, I know that is. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, we might head there then.
There's a couple of people around there, so...
and back.
Yeah.
By the way, any theories at home? I mean, I know they can't do it with direction finding, but any theories at home of where the fox is?
I don't know. We'll have to go and see. I'm just going to go and have a quick word with the fox first, I think. And then, if that's okay with you, James, and then we'll go to folk at home and see what they're doing. So we'll come back to you in a bit, David and Kevin, okay? James, can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know where I am now. Yeah.
You don't know where you
A
are?
little bit of a clue behind me. Yeah.
Are you at Chroma Pier by any chance?
Ooh, maybe, but maybe I'm just being sort of foxy.
Maybe you are.
Yeah.
So have you still only got 2 teams there at the moment? Have you just still got Nev and Sunny?
I've been keeping an eye out on the APRS map, and it's quite interesting to watch people on there, I've got to say.
Yeah, it looks like there's some people maybe getting a bit closer, so
it's a
I'll
bit
have to
like,
wait and see.
Oh, hang on a minute, I'm over my transmission. They want to hang in here.
Yeah, we'll stay with you.
All
Yep.
right, M0 UKS on behalf of Norfolk Amateur Radio Club. Friendly fox hunt. Well, still 2 people only, but people are getting closer. Come on, Bob and Paul. Yeah, taking those bearings, you should be heading towards me by now. Who else have we got out there? Oh, I can see the Bitten groups on the map. Yeah, there's several people getting closer, so I'm quite adamant that they should be able to find me shortly. Maybe in a little while I ought to drop that mast down, maybe, just to help people a little bit more. We are on the lowest power as we can get, but maybe sort of dropping the heights down will weaken the signal bit and help you home in on us a little bit. So hopefully that'll go well. Well, I reckon that's up to a minute. Hopefully you've had your bearings. So M0 UKS. Right.
Excellent.
Another
Well, hopefully
fine
somebody
done.
else will be with you very soon.
Well, it's on that map. It looks like I feel like sort of Custer at the last stand, but
Yeah.
as I say, they're certainly circling me. So they're getting closer and closer, and I'm just trying to think. The team M7RDE. Can you remember what their team name is?
M7RDE. I think that is, where are we? That is Ben and Richard, which is Team Wrong Direction. They're both beaconing, I think. So there's 2E0 VFN and M7RDE. I believe they're both beaconing. I think they're...
They're looking good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's and Bob and Last of Summer Wine aren't that far away either. They're
they're just going round in circles, they are.
Yeah, I think actually they're looking for a pub. They're not looking for me,
I think
really.
they might be. Yeah, we've got Robert, GASDU on BATC, who says he thinks you might be at the back of the White Horse pub. So he's got pub on the mind as well.
Well, it's not a bad thing to have, you know. It's always good places, but I'll be open. I'm not actually at a pub.
No.
So there's a little bit of clue for the people at home.
Yeah.
But,
we've got
but
Nigel guessing as well. He thinks you might be at the church near Rackheath, off Wroxham Road. So
you know, I'm not, but you know that he's getting warm there.
Getting warm.
Yeah, he really is. Yeah, he's not quite there, but he's definitely warm.
Getting warm, yeah. I've got one other question for you, James.
Yes.
Is there any food left?
Well, you know what I'm like. Yeah, I don't like food, and you know, it's sort of one for the person who turns up. Then I have to eat one. Yeah?
Well, yeah, it's got to be done, hasn't it?
But I did order double.
Did
so,
you? Oh, that's okay then.
Right,
That's
yes,
acceptable.
I better not get on the scales in the morning.
No,
though.
definitely not. No. All right, lovely. Well, we'll come back to you in just a bit. Okay. Thank you.
Take care, and good luck, everybody.
Okay, we're going to go to everybody on the Zoom call. So hands up, who wants to say hello or say anything about the Foxes, or just any comments, or just you want to say hello to us? Give us a wave. Phil, right, if you want to unmute yourself and then we'll have a word with you.
Hi all.
Hello.
This is good fun, isn't it? It's almost as good as being on the Fox Hunt itself.
Yeah, you can cover everybody and see where they're all going, and see where they're all going wrong as well.
Yeah. We need some sort of tracking system when we do it for real.
Yeah,
that's
maybe
really good.
maybe we can do that. We'll have to see. We were all thinking it was like Wacky Racers style, had to have everybody on the map.
Yeah.
So how are you, Phil? Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine,
Doing
thanks.
all right? Good.
Yeah. Bored.
Bored?
I've been shielding for 16 months, is it now?
Yeah, blimey.
They tell me I can go out next week, but looking at the coronavirus figures, I don't think I want to.
No. Maybe we should stick in for a few more weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, lovely. All right, well, nice to speak to you, Phil, then.
Yes, and you.
Okay. Anybody else want to say a quick hello while we're there? No? Nobody? Oh, Paul, if you want to unmute yourself and we can have a quick word.
For everybody, when you
Yeah, can you hear me?
turn up, remember
We can hear the radio, I think, as well.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, there you go.
Lovely.
Yeah, no, I've done some of these before I was actually an amateur with another group.
Okay.
But yeah, it doesn't do anything for me. I've got to be honest.
No.
I'm enjoying watching it, but yeah, it doesn't do nothing for me.
No.
It's a shame, but it doesn't. But I can see how they're enjoying it and all the rest of it.
Yeah, well, as long as you're enjoying watching it, I mean, that's a good thing, isn't it? And
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
it'll give people a taster who've never actually done it before, you know, to see sort of what goes on and what to do. And maybe some other people will think maybe they want to have a go in the future.
Yeah. Well, I did a big one with a group of people, and I actually won it.
Excellent.
But the next one I did was a smaller one, and I think because I won the first one, I don't think my art was in it. We still did pretty good, mind you, but there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just you've got to want to do it, and I don't know, it's not for me.
Well, that's right. It's like the whole aspect of the hobby, isn't it? There's parts of it that people like doing and parts that other people don't like doing. So just something for everybody. So that's all good.
Anyway, Tommy, you're doing a great job, and so is David, and thank you.
Thank you. I was just trying to hold it all together. Okay.
Doing a great job.
Lovely. Thanks. Good to talk to you, Paul. Okay. Anybody else want to have a quick word while we're on here? Nobody waving at me? No? Okay. I'll come back to me then for a minute. Let me just change something here just so you guys can hear what's going on. Okay. Right, I think David's waving at me, so I think he wants me to go back to him. So let's go back to you. Hello?
Thanks, Tammy. Yeah, hi. Well, something just caught our aerial. We're off the beaten track now a bit. We decided not to follow Bob and Paul because we've been to see them a couple of times, and we're using the APRS map. We think we've located at least a couple of people. As you can see with the APRS map, it's like a honeypot, really. Lots of people close together. Now we think we were just about to catch up with the Bitteners, but this red car suddenly disappeared and went very fast ahead of us. And so whether they're trying to lose us, I don't know. I wonder if they've got a secret weapon.
We're just going to
here we
go
go.
to a
Actually,
picture
I'll
of the
turn
map,
the camera
actually.
around.
We can see you on the map
And there
at the
we are.
moment. We're just looking at the map
Okay,
at the moment.
now we've put our call sign, just so everybody at home knows, my call sign is G7URP, and that's now on the map. Now we feel it's reasonable. So there we are. That's the Bitteners. We've caught up with them by using the APRS map to find out where they are.
Yeah, we've got Team Wrong Direction are also around that area too. So you may well
Team
see
Wrong
them.
Direction.
Yeah, which was
I love
Ben
that
and
name.
Richard.
I still love that name. I think it's a brilliant team
So
name,
they're
isn't it?
around there
I
too.
tell you what though, they're doing. I mean, Kevin's doing 50. We're allowed to do 50 in this road, but it's quite fast for a very narrow road. So let's see what happens. Oh, actually, something's coming up ahead. What is this I see? I do believe we may have discovered.
That you might have found the fox.
I think we might have done. So let's have a quick get out of here. I know the fox have got their own cameras and things, so we're going to head back in a second. But I think it would be, as we'd followed the bit and doing it, let's just quickly safely get back in here. Okay. And get out and find out what they've done. So now for you at home only, you can see where the fox set up. Now the tricky bit about this road, well done Alec, firstly for getting it, and you and Nev and David as well. And I can now hear myself in another phone there. Hello everybody, well done Sonny. Brilliant that the teams have made it. We are going to head back in a minute, but we just thought we saw the Bittener's car, and we just sort of followed it up here. So there's a lot of people camera shy. This isn't fair. So let's go to the team over here. So Sonny, how did you get on?
We did two bearings, so one from the school, and then we wanted to. Because Paul's never been a hunter before. He's always ever been the fox with me. So it was let's do this how we would do it if we were looking for an interference type situation. So we'll take one, go out of our way, take another one, and it brought us straight here.
So he was your lucky omen.
Oh, absolutely. No. Yeah, I am.
In fact, Charlotte is the lucky omen.
Oh yeah, of course. Your fiance?
So
did we mention that? I think we mentioned it a couple of times.
Maybe once or twice.
Right, jolly good. But actually, not that it matters. This is not, as I've mentioned before several times, it's not a race against time. But the first team that got here very quickly, we believe, was Nev and David, I think. Is that right? Did you get here first? So tell us how that was for both of you, whichever one you'd rather speak. Pardon?
Very quick.
So roughly how long?
About 10, 15 minutes.
My goodness me.
We basically drove straight here, and then we started getting a very odd read in what was straight over to our left. And we just took the first left and went straight here. It was
fantastic.
Yeah.
So it looks easy. Now look at this. This is a bit of technology. Now, remind us, you were using, Nev, this new Dutch system, and you're, I think, the only team using that tonight.
I believe so.
So you're very pleased with it?
I'm very pleased indeed.
Oh, you must be getting here. But remember, it's not who gets here first necessarily.
Oh, yeah.
But getting here first
Yeah.
means that obviously that you took it in quite a
Well,
short distance. So
we
can you
just
tell us
saw
a
it.
little bit about this screen? What are we looking at here?
Well, obviously, it's a map of Norfolk. You can see the recreation ground here, where it first said in that direction, so we thought we'd head out to Roxham. So we went along the ring road to the brickmakers, and then out along the road, and as we did, the other readings started to move further and further left. So until we got to, I think it's the Roxham Road up there, we turned left and it just said straight ahead.
I mean, to me, that just looks like, well, how the heck did you find anywhere with looking at that? But
Well,
but it obviously did its job.
I'll show you how. Hopefully. When you zoom in.
I see. Right, you can see the detail there.
All of the intersecting lines, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, all right, it's not as you would hope to expect a solid line. It pans out. But you just head for the
So
middle of it.
did you need to stop at all?
We stopped at a pub down there. I think it's a green.
Not another pub stop.
No, we didn't get out. We just pulled into it to think, where do we go next? So that's when we realised that the bearings were starting to move to our left. We wanted to find out what was down here.
Well, brilliant. Well, thanks very much, and well done so far for you, because we won't know until the end. We find out how short a distance everybody's made it in.
Yes. The annoying thing is, when you took the mileage before we started, I forgot to take a copy for myself, so I don't know how
Well,
far
it's
we've
in
gone.
the back of my car, and I don't know. I can't remember either, but we'll reveal all at the end, because we haven't got we're only going to be carrying on for about another 10, 15 minutes now. So those are the teams who are still out there. We're hoping they're going to find their way soon. But one team that we did catch up with several times was the Bitteners here. So you got here.
Yes. Indeed. Great fun.
Yeah?
Absolutely great fun.
And it's tell everybody at home, because they might think this is just a side road off the main road. There's something a bit sneaky about this, though, isn't there?
Yeah, it's a dead end.
You can't get out that end.
Right. So the main road end, which is there, the obvious bit,
Yes.
is being blocked off.
It's blocked off. I mean, we were down the end there and we say, well, we want to go over there, but we know the road is closed. It didn't actually dawn on me that minute that you would be here. We were thinking, well, hell, we need to be on the other side of the main road. And how are we going to get there, without wasting mileage? So we thought we'd risk it, because you thought there's a side gate, didn't you?
There's a side gate into the field.
Sometimes you can get through, apparently, with the car.
Can get out.
And could you?
We haven't tried. We're going to try later.
We're going to try when you leave.
Oh, no, we're not.
All right. And you have done this for years, you said.
That's
You've done it
right.
Since the 80s.
1985. Yes.
Right. So how have you found this tonight?
Well, it's more relaxed. Because
there isn't a race
there's no
against time.
rush. You can take 2, 3, even 4 readings if you really needed to. And to be honest with you, it's a much better way of doing it.
Well, it's safer. I mean, certainly we
It's
couldn't do
safer.
a race against time now.
That's
that we
right.
used to,
That's
but,
right.
But it's also strategic. There's a lot of different skills that you could play. It's not just a race now, and a bit of, there's
Well,
certainly a bit of luck with the strategy as well. Isn't
There was always skill involved. You still had to locate your fox, didn't you? But the only thing is, you didn't have the time. You didn't have the time for taking a second reading. It was out the car, take the reading, back in the car, and to the next destination. I came from Nottingham, and that's where we used to do it. And we used to have 3 high hills, which we always used to head for, whichever was, and then we'd triangulate across, and hopefully you would get the fox trapped in the middle somewhere.
I haven't got so many high hills around here, though.
Unfortunately, no.
All right. Well, Peter, I hope you've enjoyed
Unless
it.
you're on a bush bike, and then, of course, there is quite a few.
That's true. We're going to get back in the car now to see if we can find some more hunters, but well done to all of you for finding it so far. Let's get back, and we'll go back to Tammy in the studio, and we'll just see if we can find some other people. I guess some other people now must be getting closer. We're going to call time at about 9:15 or something like that before the light all fails. But we'll come back. Thanks very much, and thanks Foxes as well. Back to you, Tammy.
Okay, we're just going to actually have a quick look at the map here, because there is people about to close in on you.
Yeah.
We've got the last of the Summer Wine team who are not far away. They look as if they're just going to hopefully come down here and then down the lane. And then we've got the team, I keep forgetting their name. What was the team name called? I think it was Team Wrong Direction. they're also very close here. So hopefully they won't be there too long. And the other team was Zena and Stuart, and they are just down here, just off the Plumstead Road at the moment. So a little way for them to go. So hopefully they'll make it up here fairly soon. So that'd be good. Okay, lovely. Right, let me see what else we've got. Right, I'll tell you what, we've got a little bit of fun next, actually. So David doesn't know I'm doing this, and he'll kill me when he finds out that I am doing this. But as he's not here, I can just do whatever I like, to be honest. So I've just heard a funny thing in my ear because he doesn't know what's coming next. So this is what happens when you take someone with no golfing experience to a crazy golf park.
No. Uh-oh. That really was a... Oh, bloomy. Don't you dare. Do that again.
There you go, just a little bit of fun for you. So that was what we did on Monday. James has got thumbs up because James was there with us along with Lynn. We had a lot of fun at the Congo Rapids at the showground. So, but just don't let David have a golf club and a ball. Not good. Okay, maybe we should... Ken, are you waving? Do you want me to come to you? Hang on a minute. Just bear with me. I'll find the right feed to go to. Okay, yeah, Ken.
Sorry, I did forget to wish you happy birthday from Shirley and myself.
Oh, that's all right.
Monday.
Thank you very much.
I'm glad you
Thank
enjoyed it. Thank you for putting up that memory.
Yeah, it was quite funny.
We'll protect you if he goes mad.
Yeah, okay. Right, lovely. I've got to go back to the Fox now. So I think they found somebody. Back to
We
you,
found
David.
someone on the side of the road.
Oh, right, yeah.
What are you doing down here? Well, we couldn't possibly say.
We wait for the next transmission to get a more accurate bearing.
All right. Well, it's not over yet.
I know it. Don't tell the fat lady sing.
Exactly. Don't talk about my wife like that. Right. We'll see you later. One back on you, Tammy.
I know. I think that's called payback, isn't it?
I think it is called payback. What the heck are you doing showing that video?
Well, I just thought it might, tickle a few people.
It was only Monday, wasn't it?
It was Monday.
Okay, so what we're going to try and do now is just see anybody else. So let me think how many teams are actually in there.
Well, I've just had a look on
the... I'm losing count.
We've just had a look on the map.
Or 5.
And Team Wrong Direction are not far from you, actually, at the moment. They're somewhere near Rackheath Church, which I think is quite near to where you are. Zena and Stuart are a little bit further away. They are, or they were when I last looked, although I think maybe they might have moved now.
Which way, for where we are now, I need to turn left or go straight to sort of head towards a team, Tammy? Any suggestions?
Well, there is a team, I think Team Wrong Direction. I mean, their last beacons was very near the Four Crossways at Rackheath Church. You know, where...
To be straight on then, okay.
Up here and then to the right.
So maybe you should...
just so you can see where we're actually going at home rather than where we've been. Here we are. So it's all down this very narrow road. And as we've now revealed, the clever thing about this, the cunning thing, if you like, was it's actually not very far away from Norwich. But of course, the thing is that there was a road that used to be there, and still is there, but you can no longer get onto the main road. It was closed off a few years ago, I think when they built the NDR, actually. So it's only a few years that they blocked it off. So that's the cunning bit, you see. So that if you think, I wonder if they're down there, and you don't realise that the road is blocked off, then, of course, you could have gone a lot further than you need to. And since this is all about doing it in the minimum miles, then that's the cunning bit that the foxes think of. And it is often like that.
There's another
All right, here's another fox hunter here.
Yeah, the last beacon from.
So let's just see if we can quickly get a quick word. Hey, it's the wrong direction, crew.
Guess which direction we're going in?
I don't know. Is it right or is it wrong?
I know what I want it to be. I think the team name might say it all.
Well, time will tell.
It certainly will.
Have you enjoyed it so far?
It's been good fun. Yeah.
Good. All right, well, we better not give you any clues about whether we're going from or to or where or anything. But thanks for taking part, and we hope to see you later at the Fox.
That would be good.
All right, thank you, Ben.
Hoping.
Cheers, Richard. Bye-bye.
There we go. Well, there we go. We thought we'd find one, and I think there's just one more out, Kevin, actually.
Yeah.
I think there's just one more team.
Any suggestions, TC?
Well,
So, Tammy, any idea of where we can go looking at the map?
Well, I have just had a quick look at the map, and it looks like Zena and Stuart, I've got 15 minutes set, so it doesn't look like they've beaconed in the last 15 minutes because they've now disappeared off my map. And Colin was the other team, Team Meandering, Colin and his wife.
We have seen them,
but I'm not sure.
Didn't we see Colin?
I haven't seen a beacon from them, so I'm not sure who they're beaconing as, or if they've got a beacon.
Okay.
Or if they are on the map, I can't find them. So.
Okay, I'm just going to show you where we are again.
I think that's the church, if I remember right.
So, we're the ultimate lost lot, really.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on! Stuart has just beaconed. Hang on.
Okay, and how far is he away from us?
He is at Bergadan at Sprouston Manor Golf Club. So he's on the road, the Sprouston Manor Road. So he's about to come down. So he's not too far from you guys. So hopefully he'll be going across the NDR.
Is he the other side of the NDR roundabout?
Yes, he is at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. He hasn't sort of come out of the city very far then.
No, they're actually at Sprouston Manor at the moment. Or
Okay,
coming past there.
we can head that way.
All right, we'll try, because as I say, we haven't got too much longer, probably we'll be doing this for, so we'll hopefully meet up with Zena and Stuart. I'm trying to think of the equipment that they had. And what equipment do you remember, Kevin, what equipment that Zena and Stuart had?
It was a Yagi, I think, wasn't it? Was it a Yagi that Stuart had?
I can't remember if it was a DF. I think that's what Colin and Jenny, I think that's what they had.
Colin had that little tiny box, didn't he, with a Yagi?
Sorry,
Colin
Tammy?
had that little tiny box with the Yagi.
That's right. Oh, yes, that's right. Colin, yeah, that Australian box.
Yeah. Do you know if Colin is beaconing? Is Colin beaconing? Do you know?
I think he had a handy, but there's a chance that may never have gotten switched on because he had it quite early.
Well, I haven't seen it, so I haven't seen him on the map at all, so I'm not sure if he is. So I can't tell you where he might be.
That may have been our fault because he did actually arrive quite early and we didn't switch his map on, his radio on initially, just to save the batteries because we didn't know how long this would all work, how long the batteries would actually last doing this for such a long time. So there's the Green Man pub there, for those of you who know where we are. We're on the Wroxham Road. So we're heading now back to Norwich, I guess, back to Norwich direction and back to the NDR, hoping to find, well, either Colin and Jenny or Zena and Stuart. And they're in a big camper van, so we shouldn't miss them.
Yes, Stuart's last beacon was at 7 minutes past 9 and he was just outside Sprouston Manor.
Okay, well, we'll see if we can at least get a vague idea of where they are because time is running away now. I don't know whether James is going to do any clues or anything.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He's
it's always a bit unfair now because we used to give clues in the old days when it was all about a matter of speed. Then, of course, once the first team had got there, then it was all about, the other teams coming not first. They were going to have second, third, fourth, or whatever. So we used to be able to give clues out on the air. The problem is that it does not necessarily. It could be the very last person that comes in who's going to be doing the least miles. And that's, of course, going to be the winner. And that's why it's so important.
Okay, I'm just going to go to the Fox, actually, because we've got another team there, because Bob and Paul have now made it. So we're just going to go to them. Katie, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. We're just going to come over to you.
We've got another 2 teams arrived now.
Oh, we've got 2 teams.
Yeah, we've got Last of the Summer Wine has arrived.
Excellent.
And
The other team, we're not sure.
Wrong Direction.
Wrong direction.
Wrong Direction.
Team Wrong Direction. Yeah, David and Kevin found them as they were then going out. So they were hoping they were going in the right direction rather than the wrong direction.
Well, I think they must have been, weren't they?
Excellent.
So we've only got the last 2 now, is that right?
Yeah, we've just got 2. David and Kevin are off to see if they can find one of them, and the other team, we're not sure where they are because we don't think they're beaconing. So
right.
But okay.
Lovely. I would say just follow the midges, you'll find us.
All right, okay. Okay, lovely. Thanks, Katie. We'll come back to you in a bit. I think Phil, I think you wanting to have a word with us. Is that right, Phil?
Hi, Tammy. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. I think your missing team, if that's 2E0 VF, whatever it was. Hang on.
2E0 VFN?
VFN, yeah, they're currently in Halton.
2E0.
They're a little bit out.
I'm not sure if that is them or not.
If you put your tail length or your record length back,
2E0 VFN. No,
you'll see them.
I think that is actually Team Wrong Direction who are now there. 2E0 VFN. Let me have a look.
It is, yeah, that is Team Wrong Direction.
All right, they are actually there now. So that must have stalled. Yeah, we're not sure that Colin and his wife are actually Colin and Jenny. So yeah, but lovely. Thanks for that, Phil.
There they are.
Okay.
Right now, Tammy, you can come to us if you like.
We'll go back to you now.
Come to us.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. We're back to you.
Okay. Right. Hello, everybody again. Now, we did actually coming in the opposite direction, which is what you'd hope actually at this time. We saw a camper van and we thought, yeah, this is who it is. All right. So we've now got, we believe, Stuart and Zena in front of us. I don't know. Kevin's going to go and say something to them now. Not quite sure what. Hopefully you're following all this at home and enjoying it. I don't know whether I'm going to get out of the car or what he's doing. Obviously, you don't want to hold him back and stop it because we are getting in the last few minutes really of the hunt itself. So the only person we haven't seen for a while now is Colin and Jenny. So I'm going to hopefully they're going to come out and talk to us in a second. Any more comments or questions?
Yeah, actually, we've got a couple of comments on Facebook now. Paul Gunther says, reminds me of the good old days when Roger, G3 LDI, used to be the cunning fox. And then Nigel, 2E0 NLK, said he still is a cunning fox. And Paul says, I'm talking about 30 years ago, great days.
Yeah.
Can David just interview you?
We're going to have a word with Stuart now, are we?
Right, sorry, thank you. Thanks, Paul, as well. I heard that, sorry. So we've just stopped. We're in a fairly safe place, I think, because we're right off the main road. So, Stuart, how's it been going?
Oh, excellent.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it's good, because the bearing has brought us right to here.
Okay.
But now we're end stop.
Right.
On all the radios with them, so they can't be too far from where we are. It's now a case of guessing.
So, would it help, I mean, if the Fox turned the power down at this point, do you think?
I don't know. He's run at low power anyhow. At 5 watts, but like I say, everywhere around is end stop on the radio. So it's,
and I guess the fact you've seen us, you know, you're on the vaguely the right place. Although we have been looking at your beacon, and we found you by seeing where your beacon was. So.
Yeah, if we looked at their beacon, we'd probably find them.
Well, that's right.
But obviously, we can't be that far away from where they are at the moment.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to let you go now because we really weren't going to carry on much later than this because of the lights fading and everything else. We want to make sure we do this very safely. So we'll leave you and Zena to go there.
Right.
Do you mind if we tail you?
No, not at all.
All right, we'll tail you. We won't influence you at all, so you just go where you want to go. All right? Well done. See you soon, Zena, I hope. Let's have a look at Zena as well. All right. We'll see you very shortly because we're going to end it soon, so it'd be nice if you were able to find it. Good luck. Cheers. There we are. Okay, Tammy, back to you. We're going to get set off again and, we'll follow them, basically, and you can come to us whenever you like.
Yep, okay, fine, lovely. I'll just turn you down a little bit so we don't hear you. Going back to the comments, where were we? Nigel 20NLK is now saying he wonders if it's at the Soul and Heel pub. Well, it's not, Nigel, but I think that's not too far from there. Pete Evans, yes, very interesting. Good bit of exercise too. And John's got John M6JAU's got a quite a good comment here. He says, the thing I find fascinating about fox hunts is how difficult it is, even when you know the frequency and the transmission times. It shows it must be difficult to track down illegal or spy transmissions that are trying not to be found. That is a very good comment, fair comment. And Kevin, I don't know if you can hear us. And Ken is saying, I hope Kevin hasn't picked up a speeding ticket. I hope he hasn't too. He's laughing in my ear. David's just said he hope he hasn't because he's driving his car. That's what Tom's just said. It's okay, Ken. It's David's car. Okay, lovely. Right, I've got a couple of other bits of sort of news and things, so we'll just have a look at some of those. So we had this picture this week from Victor, G3JMB. And Victor says, responding to your call last night for photos, I attached a shot of my portable setup that I used on my holiday earlier this month. Located on the cliff top on the Norfolk coast, it was a low noise and a clear takeoff. My Yaesu FT818 and a Miracle Whip antenna worked well with 5 watts QSOs around Europe, and my best DX was with HG0R in Saudi Arabia. So that's excellent. Lovely. Thank you for that, Victor. I've got another couple of pictures here as well. We'll go to these. So this is from Neil, G4HUN. I was wondering if anyone else had spotted this ham radio Banksy that has recently appeared on Ferry Lane in Norwich. So I don't know if you can see that there. We've got a close-up there. So there's a lovely little aerial in there. And I'll show you this one. This is where it actually is in Norwich on Ferry Lane. Lovely. Thank you for that, Neil. Okay, I think we've got the fox. So let me just go back to the fox now. Okay, David, we're with you.
We're not the fox, we're one of the hunters.
Oh, the hunters, sorry.
That's all right. Well, we've been following, as you know, Stuart and Zena from where we saw them just a moment ago off the road. And now we've followed them just to a little opening here. If we just show, actually, if you just quickly pan around while we're waiting for a signal, Kevin, we can see, you might recognise this part of the NDR. Roxham Road roundabout. So, and the position of the moon. Oh, where's the moon? Oh, yeah, Tammy loves the moon. So let's have a look. See if we can get that. I don't know if we hold it still enough. Can you see that, Tammy?
I can just see the moon, yeah. Excellent. I think the fox is transmitting now.
Now, there's another reading being taken there, so we're going to watch what they do.
It shouldn't be that. This is one good day, you know. Don't unplug the radio.
Are you any of the wiser?
Am I?
Yes.
Partially.
Good signal from the moon. I got the clangers.
Well, funny enough, we saw James earlier on, and he was in a space station. So that may be it.
Well, this is a damn good piece of equipment, because while I was working it round like this, the fox was telling me what way it was pointing for us. It worked really, really
Well,
well.
he's watching you through this, but just honestly, a little bit of thing though. Bear in mind there was a delay. There's a digital delay between our broadcast back from Tammy in the studio and there. So just be a little bit aware of that. All right.
Getting it that way.
I wouldn't want to give you the wrong idea because of the delays with our broadcasting.
They can't be on the NDR. They can't be back where we just come from, so logically they've got to be up here somewhere.
All right. Well, we'll let you go because I think we're going to have to call this at 9:30. So you've got probably 2 more overs. All right. We won't hold you up at all now. Next time we'll just follow you. All right, Tammy. So you can see what's involved. It is, as I think it was Paul, possibly, who said in Poland, who just said, that it's not easy. And even though there's varying degrees of technology, with that being about the most basic technology in a way, with a Yagi directional antenna and an aerial, and a radio, there's other people with lots of sophisticated equipment and they're still not there. So it's not necessarily the one who has the most equipment. And we've learned that over the years, actually. And it sometimes is the team that wins is the one with the basic £8 DF100 kit. Anyway, Tammy, I hope that's given you a bit of help. I guess you're getting through lots of news items and things filling in between here. Maybe you can go back to the Fox and see how they're enjoying the party. We're going to get back in the car. We're going to follow Stuart. We're not going to stop next time. We're just going to let them take their readings. Back to you, Tammy.
Okay, lovely. Thank you. Yep, we're. I think if it's okay with James, we come back to you for a moment and just say hello again. Let me find where I'm going.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I've had to turn my car light on because look, if I do that.
Yeah, we're losing you.
I disappear. Invisible.
Well, I think now you might be able to take. Sorry, I was going to say you might be able to take your background off now because I don't think people will know where you are, or people do know where you are now. So maybe if you want to do that, we might be able to see you a little bit better.
There we go.
He's sitting in a car.
Yay! But where is that car? Yeah.
Yeah.
that person with the church guests, we're not that far away from where they said with the church.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to have a couple more overs, and I think it's going to be getting a bit dark by then.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think we're going to end it at 9:30, so just a couple of more overs.
I mean, Stuart's not a million miles away, is he?
No, he's not.
And there's one more team, but I don't think they're beaconing.
No,
so
it's Colin and Jenny, and we're not sure where they are. So no, we can't find them on. It's Colin and Jenny, and we can't find them on our map. So we don't think they're beaconing.
I don't know whether the hand maybe they're going.
Oh, hang on! I have the hand is waving on the other feed. So let's go to. Let's go. Katie, can we come to you?
You can.
Have you got another team?
Another team turn up.
Excellent.
I can't tell you who it is right now, but...
I want to know who it is.
I thought you might. Thanks for that.
Go and find out who it is.
Okay.
I think the thing is, I don't think it's probably Zena and Stuart, so it may well be Colin. So...
we think it's Colin.
You think it's Colin? Okay.
I'm being reliably informed that it could be Colin.
It could be Colin. Okay. Well, let's just confirm or deny. Let's wait a moment. Have you enjoyed yourself? You're normally with me in a team, aren't you? We're normally a team.
Yeah, we're normally the ones darting about the countryside, aren't we?
Yeah, we're the ones finding lay-bys to stop in, aren't we? And get all the things out and...
Exactly. But you'd laugh, Tammy, because I couldn't even find it with a postcode tonight. So
there's no hope for us then.
Might be why we never win, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe. Oh dear.
It is Colin.
It is Colin. We have got Colin at the Fox. Excellent.
Oh, and he opened the letter.
Oh, he opened it, did he? Okay.
Yeah, they opened it to find us.
That's fine. Lovely. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
don't blame them, to be honest.
No, I don't blame them either.
All right then.
Yes, time.
Okay, lovely.
So I've gone over the 5 minutes. I'm sorry about that. Anybody waiting?
Right.
Actually,
I'm just going to go to James because he is.
another person
Talking at
turned
the
up,
moment.
Colin and his group. But by the looks of it, from what I can tell, they had actually opened the envelope to come and find us. So we got this transmission, and I'm going to do one more after this. And to be fair, I did start this a little bit late, so maybe the last over, I'm going to make that a little bit longer to make up for it. So give you a little bit more time bearing, or maybe I should rabbit on a little bit more on this one to give you a chance to find a bearing. So I hope Stuart's out with his van again, trying to find me with his directional Yagi. And I say, Stuart, I can't really go down any further in power, and the mast is nearly all the way down now, so don't think we can get any less. So maybe I should plug an aerial handheld into it maybe instead. So still a lovely evening, still lovely and warm out here. We're getting quite a crowd here now, so they're all over the road, so I'm glad this road doesn't get that busy. Otherwise, as I say, I think we get a lot of people run over. I'm seeing Katie wandering around with the camera, so she's just getting sorted. Good. I like Katie's thinking. She's filming towards everybody, so just get sort of some idea. Right, I think I've given everybody about 2 minutes there, so I better keep quiet. And obviously I'm nearly to the next transmission time, so what I'll do is I'll give it about sort of 3 or 4 minutes before I do the last transmission. Hopefully that's helped people out. M0 UKS, Rabbiton on far too long.
Excellent, James. So we're just waiting for Stuart now. That's right, everybody else is there. Can you hear me, James?
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
I was rabbiting on the radio.
No, that's okay. We were listening to you.
Oh, you were listening to me.
We were. I've actually, I think I might just go to the map, because if I just zoom in here, let me just have a look here. Let me just go to so Stuart is actually, I don't know if you can see at home, Stuart is here on the road. David is just a little bit ahead of him here, and the Fox is actually just down here. So Stuart is now on the road towards the Fox. So hopefully if he just keeps going, then he'll be there in a few moments. So excellent. So it'll be a full house then.
Oh, that would be nice, because obviously a friendly is by name a friendly, and we want everybody to find us, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
The trophy has to be a bit harder, because you got to do something to win the trophy, haven't you?
Yeah, that's right. And also the friendly is a good chance to like test out equipment, isn't it? Test out different equipment or new equipment that you might have, and sort of give it a go.
Chances are people have been soldering these together and adjusting them, fine-tuning them, and this gives them a chance to sort of try them out ready for the trophy.
Yeah, that's right. And maybe it might have been a lockdown project for somebody as well. So
yeah, it should be working perfectly if that's the case.
That's right. Yeah.
We've got no excuses this year. Yeah.
No, definitely not.
All right, that's looking good. So hang on. I suddenly thought I'd been. There you go. Can you see me a bit better?
We can just see you now. Yeah.
I know you want the light off again.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
I'm glad to see the video footage you did of David earlier.
You like the crazy golf, did you?
Yeah. But in fairness, actually, I think you're the only one who didn't actually end up in the water.
I was, yep.
Yeah, so David wasn't alone, and thank you for not showing my bit.
No, that's all right. I've got to go to the Fox, so bear with me, James.
Take care.
Going to cut over. Not the Fox. I shouldn't say the Fox. It's the Hunters we've gone to.
The Hunters. Well, we're sort of monitoring the Hunters with the OB crew, as we call ourselves. Look who's just arrived. We've just arrived at the Fox, and they were very, very near, as you know. But the team that we've just followed, I can't remember the team, not the name. Oh, it's a Spanish name. What was the Spanish name of your team?
It's Perdida.
What did we write on the
Perdida.
sheet?
What did we write on the sheet? I'm not going to read.
It's Perdida.
Perdida. Okay, so Perdida. So do come out. And congratulations, you are the last team here. We now can tell you. We didn't want to tell you before. But if you want to lock your van as well, maybe, and then come and join the sort of party, is that all right? Yeah, we'll have a little party sort of thing up here. So well done, though, for getting here. It does mean that all 7 teams have made it in. The risk assessment that I filled in and was very worried about, I don't need, hopefully, now, because we've all done it successfully. So we're going to go back now and just finish off by working out who the results are. Cool. We do need your mileage as well, by the way, of course. Yeah, it's 85,000 apparently that was. So if you could come and give us your mileage. Now, you may think that we're not doing this sort of strictly and we're not looking at mileometers and things like that. And this is because this is a friendly and nobody's going to cheat in a friendly, really. The whole point of this is, in fact, the club haven't done this for about 2 years. So it's a good experience to get back into it. And we hope in about a month's time to run a real trophy fox hunt, as it's called. Because the reason that the foxes are the foxes tonight is because they won the fox hunt trophy in 2019. Seems strange saying that now. Just let's have a look at some of the people behind the scenes here, because Katie's been brilliant and interviewing people when they came in. Katie, hello. You're on NARC Live. Do not swear. Not that you would. Thank you very much. You've been filming everybody when they come in. And I mean, I know Tammy's probably got the picture as well of you, of the feed now with Stuart and Zena coming in as the last team. James as well is here, G7PQF.
Watch out for mosquitoes.
Really, are they that bad, are they?
Giant ones, I think.
Oh dear, all right. Well, anyway, we're going to sort of finish fairly shortly now, but we do need to work out the results. And thank you very much for both of you for what you've been doing. I'm going to go now to Lynn, because I know that she's been keeping the tally of all the scores. And being an ex-school teacher who's finishing a packet of crisps, but I didn't say that. Could you do the honours and work out, while I talk to a few people, just work out who's won? Because they're the original mileometer readings. So, all right, so while Lynn, as in true judge style, looks this up, as you can imagine, we haven't been able to rehearse any of this sort of thing before. I'm just going to catch a word with some of the teams that have come in. I'm going to go now and meet Colin and Jenny, because they've come in since we last came here. Hello, Colin, Jenny. You've a well-earned drink, I know, because it's been a long night for you. You just got here a little while ago, I believe.
Well, we did indeed, yes. We went all round it several times in different directions to finally open the envelope.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Okay. But you enjoyed it?
Oh, yes, good fun.
Yes, very good.
Is this the first time you've done it?
No, I've done other ones when we've been more fortunate in finding it.
Okay.
Well,
anyway.
wasn't our day today.
Well, no, and of course it's like they always are. There's a little bit cunning, the fact that it's just not quite off the main road as easy as it should be. Because, I mean, just up there, probably about...
We've been past that.
I was going to say, it's probably just for everybody at home now, if you look up there, just past Sunny, straight up the end there, probably, not even half a mile.
Yes.
That's actually where the main road is.
Yes.
The North Horsham Road, but it's not that easy to get here because you had to come on all these back roads.
Indeed.
But anyway, thanks again for taking part, both of you. Who haven't I spoken to tonight? We've spoken to everybody here, I think, before. Who else isn't? James. We haven't really spoken, actually properly interviewed James. Now, he is a sort of leader of the Foxes, I guess. This is all your gear and things that you've put on here. Let's have a look at some of the equipment, actually, James. Obviously, being the Fox, you haven't got to have a lot of technology except a radio, really. So what have you got here?
Well, mast obviously connected to the side of the car, so I wasn't too sure whether we'd have the room to actually fit it down into the ground as normal. It's looking a mess of cables down there at the moment, as you can see, because obviously we dropped the mast down to give people a weaker signal as they get closer. So we're just packing up at the moment. Inside the car, obviously, we've got a laptop there, which we could actually do our Zoom connection. Below that, I was got a Facebook link. And Katie was obviously on the tripod seeing the people coming in. So I think it worked very well, actually.
Well, I hope it did. I guess the people at home, our viewers at home, they're the ones who've been watching it, and they'll be the ultimate judges or not. Yeah. But maybe let us know if this has been a success or not. Because in about a month's time or so, we're obviously going to have the trophy fox hunt, which is the serious one, where we won't be able to have any of the...
And I might be a little bit more sneaky then. Yeah.
Even more sneaky than you were tonight.
Well, this is the friendly one. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you choose the difference, without giving anything away about where you or your team might be next time, for the fox to be the sort of wily one? You want people to find it, obviously.
You want people to find it.
So what are the tricks when you're planning a venue place to go to?
All right. Well, this was out in the open, wasn't it? You haven't got very much reflections around here, really. So it's sort of, maybe this was about medium, really. It could have been easier, but, you got to practice your skills, haven't you, to get there. So we do that. But as I say, later on, maybe somewhere where the signal's bouncing around a little bit and a little bit sort of, you got to up the level. It's for a trophy, isn't it, at the end of the day? And you got to earn it.
Do you know where you're going to go yet?
Oh, that would be the secret, wouldn't it?
Just asking for a friend. Asking for a friend.
Do you want me to tell everybody? Oh,
Several
no,
friends,
that wouldn't be fair.
Several friends. You'd like to know.
Yeah, it will be somewhere, most probably in Norfolk. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
There we go. Narrowed it down a bit. So this one was Land Ranger 134. There's obviously several other maps, so it does narrow it down a little bit for people, doesn't it? To know which direction to go in.
It most probably will be on 134 again, because that's the map everybody's got. And it'll save everybody going out and having to buy another map. But unless I get a backhander, obviously, from the US
No,
map.
No, he didn't say that. We can't cut. We're live. You know that, don't you? All right. I think even some of the batteries and some of our equipment's going. I've just remembered something, actually. So I'll tell you what. If I could leave this with something like Sonny, can I ask you just to say a few words? I'm sure you're not a shy man to do this.
Say a few
While I go
words.
and get something from the car. Have you got the keys?
Say a few words.
Yeah.
Say a few words. Say a few words. Say a few words. Say a few words. Good evening, everybody. My name is Sonny M0SYW. I'm sure you all know me and the reputation. Let's get a bit of a more country vibe background, shall we? Yes, good evening. We managed to successfully navigate our way here, of course. My lovely, beautiful co-host of David is not running very well, if I'm honest.
Annika
No.
Rice.
Oh, he's fallen over. Oh, no. If only you could see what I could see. Oh, no, this is dreadful. Oh, no. Oh, here he comes. Right, we're coming back now. Look at the wonderful sunset that we've got here this evening, Kevin. Are you used to being a cameraman, my man, or are you sort of...
Back in the studio, both the links have just disappeared. So I'm hoping that I can bring one of them back.
Are we screwed?
He's got too far away from me.
Are we here? Or is it because his microphone's, his headset's kicked off? Oh, it's all gone horribly wrong.
I'm afraid I can't hear you at the moment. Neither of us can.
Okay.
I'll improvise. Shall I improvise, adapt, overcome, and see how we get on? Do you think they can hear me or not?
I don't know
We
if
think you ran too far away with your
Katie's-
headset on.
Is Katie's
I don't know if I can hear
speaker?
Tammy now or not.
We are.
I think she's enjoyed being in my ear
we
all
can
night.
hear you.
Charlotte, where's Charlotte gone? Charlotte's secretly hiding. So can we go and see Charlotte? Because there is a little something that in the excitement, I forgot to tell you. We are really pleased for you both. And they're not for you, Sonny. So congratulations. I can't give you a kiss because it's not COVID secure and all the rest of it, but many thanks. And that is on behalf of everybody at Norfolk Amateur Radio Club. Who, if you did just join us and you didn't know that Sonny and Charlotte got engaged last weekend. At last, I think many people would say. Is that fair to say that?
It's only been 12 years.
What is that, 12 years?
12 years.
Oh, congratulations, both of you. Let's head off to the judge now because we've got to sort of wrap things up here soon. Hopefully, while there's still some light, we're going to go ahead to the judge, Lynn, who's got all the figures, and we can see who's actually won tonight. Do we have a winner? So, Lynn, well, no, can you read them in reverse places, or isn't that fair? Okay, everybody, if you want to know the results, if you come round, because this will be our last bit of our broadcast.
You have a disqualification here, apparently, because they opened the envelope.
Envelope. Okay, so Colin and Jenny.
Yeah.
But that's okay. So they're kind of seventh, I guess.
Yeah. So
in sixth place.
We have, if I can read it. Destruction Crew, 14.6 miles. Okay.
Okay, and that's in sixth place. In fifth place.
We have Predator, 11.8 miles. Well done.
All right, that's Stuart and Zena. Okay, in where are we now?
Fourth place, we have Wrong Direction, 11.2 miles. Okay. The next one, third place, is Summer.
Last of the summer wine.
Yeah, last of summer wine.
8.6 miles.
8.6.
Well done.
And the runner-up is Last Left at 7.8 miles.
And that was Nev and David. Yeah. So they came in first, remember? But the winners are
the Bitten Group.
Oh no!
With 6 miles. Well done.
Such a thank you very much, Lynn, for doing the judging. Such a popular choice of winner, as I'm sure you can tell. We really do need to finish now. I hope you've had as much fun watching this at home as we have putting this on. Lots of thanks to you. Firstly, of course, to everybody here, the teams that are taking part, because without the 7 teams taking part, that wouldn't have been so much fun. Thanks very much to the Foxes, all the people that are here that were organising all of this and doing all the television coverage for for here. Thanks. And thanks very much to Kevin, the cameraman, him.
Hello.
Who you've been able to see all night. And I'm sure you'll agree with me, it's special thanks to Tammy, who in her, believe me, she has 7 computers, 2 are streaming, the other 5 she's had to operate with all of those other things. And normally it's a two-way thing. She's proven she doesn't need me anymore, which is terrible. But once again, thank you ever so much, everybody here for watching. Thank you at home for watching as well. And we'll see you again for another NARC Live next week, of course, when it's the Repeater Group AGM, I believe.
And big thanks to David for organising.
Well, that was a pleasure to do. Thank you very much, Stuart. All right. Well, it was lovely to get together again in a safe way, wasn't it? Tammy.
Yes. I'm going to come back to me in the studio. So it's good to see everyone there because I have still got a few little bits that I need to say before we go. So there's a couple of comments that I want to read out before we go. So if you can all just hang with me for a few minutes. So we've got Ray, G4LUA, and he said, I think the best Fox ever was when Bill Higgins, G3PNR, dressed up as a female with a pram and sat in full view at the Ringland Swan Public House. That does sound like a very cunning fox. We've had lots of people saying that it's been a great night and entertaining. So thanks everyone for all those comments. Wolfgang has said, excellent audio and video from David. Is he using a mobile phone? Nice to see the countryside and the cars driving on the wrong side of the road. Well, of course, Wolfgang is in Germany. And yes, Wolfgang, we were using just a mobile phone in a little cradle with a couple of lights for that. So anyway, I should just give you just a couple of bits of things just before we go. I want to... David did say a few things, but it's basically next week at NARC, which I haven't really told you about yet. So on Sunday, we've got the GB2 RS News at 1900, and that's on the repeater. Monday night at 7:30 is the Monday Night Net on the GB3MB repeater. That's at 7:30, and that's hosted by Steve, G3EVA, and it will be a general model and a load of old squid. So that sounds like fun. At 8:30 on 80 metres is the CW Net. And then, as David said, next Wednesday here, we have got the Repeater Group AGM. So that's our programme next week. One other thing I should do, because we can't have an NARC Live without saying it, is the card. Don't forget about the card. We send quite a few of these out each week to people if they're feeling unwell, unhappy, if they want to celebrate for something. We'd just love to send these cards to them. We'll pop your name in it too, and we'll send that on your behalf and from the club. So anyway, I think I better just check my piece of paper because just check everything. I think we're all there. I just want to come back to the people who've been with us all evening. So lovely to see all you guys on there. Oh, actually, on the feed there from Katie, we've actually got the equipment that David's been using.
Hi, Tammy.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
We seem to have lost the connection to you.
Have you? Okay.
I think, but that doesn't matter. I just wondered if this is the equipment that we've been using.
Just pop that on there.
Just a handheld phone on a mount. I've got the light in my other hand so you can actually see it. But from the front, it's just a mic and a phone, David's radio mic, a little Bluetooth dongle there that's transmitting back to 2 of our headsets. And then this is just the light fitting that sits on the top of it. Wow, that's incredibly bright. But there you go. There's what's been bringing OB1 to you this evening.
Yeah, OB1. Lovely. Excellent. Thank you for that, Kev. Right, yeah, and thank you to our guests at home. Nice to have you all with us. Does anybody want to say anything before we leave? Oh, Steve, is that why you're frantically waving? I thought you were waving goodbye, you see.
No, quick question for David. Did he remember to take the camera to give to Paul, ZBA?
I think he did take a camera. Kevin, can you hear me or not at the moment?
Yeah, he's here.
Hello.
All right.
Say again.
Has Paul got the camera from David?
Has Paul got the camera from David? Yes, I think he has, hasn't he?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Yes, he
remember,
has,
Sam.
Steve.
Brilliant. Thank
All
you very
sorted.
much.
Okay. Right, well, lovely to see you all. And thank you very much for joining us on this rather mad NARC Live. So I think I am now going to go and have a very stiff drink somewhere. And nobody's at home, so I can do that. So, but thank you very, very much for joining us tonight. And I hope you've had as much fun as we've all had. And hopefully we'll see you here next week again at 7:30 for NARC Live. Lovely for you to join us. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.